And we're live for another episode of what we watched this month. This month, we're covering the spooky season of Halloween, October. Yay! And we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff from if you want to call it the Michael Myers wannabe movie to the awards darlings. We're gonna be talking about a lot of that stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. That song still gets me. Not as good as the other one, but we're not gonna totally steal from our friend Nathan. But yeah. Anyway, I'm your host for today, Edgar Ortega, and joining me today, I have my co-host Josh D. Woodbury.
Hello, everyone. We're back talking about October watches and releases. I've been a bit sick, so bear with my raspy voice. But yeah, excited to have our friend Christian here too.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm excited
yeah.
to be here.
You might know him from TikTok, that Blu-ray guy.
There you go. I like the plug. I wasn't gonna do it, so
I'm
I'm glad
I
you
have to
did.
do it. I always do them. I always do
Mhm.
them. And our friend Evan, one of our co-hosts, he will be here. He's running late, but he'll probably join us for the later half of this episode. So yeah, October, spooky season, Halloween. What did we exactly watch this month? Personally, a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Where do you guys want to start? Christian, since you're our guest and this is your first time here, let's start with you. What
What
is
was the
like?
first thing you logged for this month?
Yeah.
That's where we like to start.
Okay, first thing I logged this month was the
Yeah.
original Planet of the Apes. The all the stuff came out about the
Ooh.
new one early October, and so I was just
Oh
like,
yeah.
I
Wes
was kind of in
Craven
that. I was in
one,
that.
yeah.
I just watched the first one. I plan on going back and doing all of them, but I was really excited. I got like really hyped for that, and so I watched all of those, and then I immediately, like right when I finished the first one, like the next day, I had to go on vacation to a wedding, so I didn't actually finish them. But yeah, first
Mm.
Planet of the Apes was my big first log of the month.
I still haven't seen that one. I've only seen the Matt Reeves trilogy.
Oh man, the original is phenomenal. I mean, so is the prequel trilogy as well.
Yeah.
Did you finish all of them or just the first one?
I did. I
Like,
just
did
did I just did the first one. I plan I'll go through and do all of them. Maybe not the Tim Burton one, but the others.
you?
Is there only one Tim Burton one?
Yeah. There's only one. Yeah,
I don't know.
it's
Yeah.
it's something.
What did you log this month for the first time?
Let me check. Let me go to my little diary on Letterboxd.
Oh my god.
I got a fun one. I first of the month actually was the David Bowie documentary Moon Age Daydream. I saw that.
Is it the one
was
that was
pretty-
playing in theaters?
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Huh.
It's like a unconventional type of documentary. A lot of like really cool concert footage with like really dreamy, interesting visuals. It was really good. Really solid.
Hmm.
Yeah.
For me, I know the first thing I logged, and I tried to do a one spooky movie per day for the
day?
entire month, but
Okay.
I only got that was like my limit. That's until I made it. But my first
I tried
one
doing
was,
that last year.
yeah, my very first one this year was Coppola's Dracula movie from the
Mm,
1992 with Gary
nice.
Oldman. It was my first time watching it, so that was an experience. And man, what a horny movie! What a horny movie! Really weird visuals, but it's like Gary Oldman, like he's going all out on that role. Like
Yeah.
like like I'm excited to see the new take on vampires with Nosferatu. And all that stuff. That's gonna be exciting. But just like if you were to tell me right now, like pick a vampire, like the first thing that comes up to your mind, it would probably be him, Gary Oldman in this one. So yeah, he's really good at that. I know Keanu Reeves is always made fun of because of his British accent in this movie, like coming and going. But honestly, like the movie, very it does have like very like striking visuals that like could give like maybe like a younger audience member like nightmares. But as an adult, like a lot of it is very campy, but in a good way.
Mhm.
What's his face? Anthony Hopkins. He's having a ball in this. Like he's even like him killing vampires as Van Helsing, incredible. But yeah,
I
and
haven't seen this movie yet. I've been like I always mean to watch it, but I never get around to it.
Buy the Steelbook.
I know it was on sale like a while ago, and then it's not anymore.
Hey, Black
Yeah.
Friday's coming up. I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere on sale.
Yeah.
It's funny. My
Wow.
second log of October was a Coppola movie.
Which one?
Which one?
Oh God, I have to get the name. It's one of his more recent-ish ones. And it's called Tetro from 2009.
True.
It's the first. It's the first movie he did with Alden Ehrenreich. It's kind of where Alden. I think it's Alden. Might be Alden's first movie, but yeah,
Oh, interesting.
it's where like that's how like Coppola like discovered him and got him cast and stuff. It's really good. I mean, it's worth watching.
Tetra. I remember he did that movie with what's his face, Robert Williams, like Jack. Like he started doing a lot of like weird kitty stuff in the late '90s, early 2000s. But yeah, Tetra. I can't find it, but
I've never heard of that movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only like I haven't really heard of most of Coppola's like most recent stuff.
Yeah, he's
Obviously, the
just been,
classics,
he's just
like,
been doing crazy
yeah.
stuff. Just like whatever. he wants.
Megalopolis obviously is like really interesting. Can't wait for
Yeah.
that.
EO,
Wait, what?
right? Or short film, whatever it is with Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Cool.
But yeah, my
Alright.
my second log of the month, I want to wait till Evan gets here because I know he saw it, Bros.
Oh,
and
I
he
still
loved
haven't
it
seen
as
it.
well. It's so
Really,
good.
it's really good.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna put that on the back burner for now. But I've been doing like the Harry Potter rewatch, started last month, and I finished that this month. Watched Order of Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and the two last movies. And man, it's just the vibes of Harry Potter are so good.
Are you
It's so
gonna
good.
Are you gonna do the Fantastic Beasts ones? You're gonna
No,
Fair.
never. I'll never give JK that. I'll never give her my watches. But yeah, Deathly Hallows Part 1 is like this rewatch like solely made it my number one movie. I love that movie so much.
Part 1.
It's
Yeah.
Part 1. It's
That was
the what were you saying?
No, I was gonna say weirdly enough, that was the first Harry Potter movie I ever watched.
Really?
Yeah. And after that, like I obviously watched all of them, and it was like a bonding experience for me and my sister watching the Harry Potter movies over and over again. But yeah, like
Yeah.
and it's not like I watched it in theaters, like in a store, and I bought it on DVD. Deadly Hallows Part 1, and that's how we got into it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like it still has those magical like whimsy vibes of the series, but it does something really unique and like stripping down all the magic and effects to just focusing on these three characters and
Yeah.
them on the run and figuring out themselves while like being tasked with this like immeasurable mission of like getting all the Horcruxes. It's just really interesting movie. I really love it.
I really love I love the scene with Harry and Hermione dancing in the tent.
yeah.
I think that's so well done.
Yeah,
I've always say that's like one of the best like singular scenes in any like blockbuster. Just in blockbusters.
The way they managed to capture so much emotion without any dialogue in that scene too. Amazing.
Yeah, and I just it's very ballsy for. Well, number one, like this movie really started to kick off the two-parters trope.
Yeah, Hunger Games,
Twilight, which was really after. No, but yeah, like it's very refreshing to see a blockbuster of kind with such a big IP to just take like a backseat and just be like almost like I say like an indie movie, but it does feel like it, like yeah, like character
Yeah.
driven. Like if you
Very
were to like
vulnerable, if you will.
yeah,
Mhm.
like if you were to put like a bunch of like sequels in like blockbuster series, like if you were to pick this one, like you could easily like mistake it for like a independent movie because it's just like very
Yeah.
small scale.
And
But
like I've been noticing this on rewatch, but especially this movie, Emma Watson is like insane in this series, and this movie especially. It's probably the best of her career so far, I think.
Mhm.
It's the amount of emotion and complexity she has, like she's able to carry, is so strong.
yeah, what is she doing these days? She needs to come back. What was the last
Little
thing?
Woman was probably her last.
Yeah, I think Little Women was the last one I can recall
Yeah.
her being in.
Yeah. I actually don't mind her Beauty and the Beast movie. I think she's good as Belle.
Beauty and the Beast.
The remake, yeah.
Yeah, she's excellent in the what's it called? The Bling Ring.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
love the
yeah.
Bling
okay.
Ring.
Mm-hmm. Perks of Being a Wallflower is another good one. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe in with what David Zaslav's thrown out, maybe in a few years she'll put back on that Hermione wig, and
Maybe.
it's been
All
what?
of them
He said
actors.
13 years since a Harry Potter movie or something.
15.
No.
I think
15.
yeah, 13 for Man of Steel and 15 for Harry Potter. My guy. But yeah, my second entry of this month for me was The Exorcist. And
Ooh.
Exorcist before is one of my mom's favorite movies, like of all time. She like loves horror. I was never really into horror growing up, but she was. And once I started to like get into my teen years, that's when I really started to like, kind of like grab the baton and from her and run with it, like with the horror genre. But The Exorcist, obviously you always hear about like, ooh, how scary it is, but like just watching it like this past month, like yeah, it is scary, and it's not a case of the effects or the story being dated, but I just find the movie also incredibly funny. And I don't know, maybe it's like, I don't know, like that fucking demon like was a comedian in another life and back in hell because he's hilarious. But just like the tone of it all, like on once, I think this movie doesn't really get enough credit for how it balances, like whether it's like that like lighter tone to like obviously the darker tone, especially in the third act with the actual exorcism. It doesn't really get much credit for that, but that's something from this rewatch this past month with the Exorcist.
I still haven't seen that movie.
You need to watch.
Never
I
seen
think
it.
you would really like it.
It's so
I know,
good.
yeah, I'd probably love it.
You got to get around to it before. I'm sure we'll come back to it, but before David Gordon Green hops on, he's
God.
doing the sequel trilogy for it.
Man.
Is
Do
it
you
an
want to talk
action?
to Halloween Ends right now? Do we want to get to that? Did Devin
ready.
watch that movie?
I'm ready.
Oh, I think Evan watched it, but I mean, we can wait for him, or we can just talk
Okay,
about it.
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
However you guys
That's a good segue. Let's just do it. Because like,
all right.
Yeah.
honestly, this trilogy is so fucking incoherent. It's insane.
Yeah.
I
Christian,
love
please,
Mhm.
What was that?
please explain your. I was just gonna say to Christian, like, to explain his ideology of how these movies should have been structured, like 2 and 3 kills and ends.
This
Because
is the
I
second.
totally agree with
This
you.
is the second podcast in like a month I've been on, and I've ranted about this. But it's like, to me, that I love the original Halloween. I think it's a masterpiece. I think 2018's fun, and then Kills just ruins like any momentum that's going up. And so I was talking about it, and I was like, Ends works a lot better if you if you get rid of Kills and just make it a direct
Yep.
sequel to 2019. It's like the only big difference here. I can go to spoilers, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the only big like thing that's doesn't match up is Judy Greer's death. If you just throw her in, like have like the final kill of like 2018 be like Michael like pulls Judy into the fire with him as like the thing's lock, she dies. You can just move straight in there, and it makes so much more sense with Laurie's character, how she's much more like happier and she's like trying to move on. It also makes more sense that the town would have like, I don't know whose thought process was to have the town in Ends just have Halloween while Michael's still out there. Like, that's crazy. It's like a year's pass and all these kids are running around. Like, that's insane. It makes way more sense if the town thinks that he's dead, just like Laurie thinks he's dead, and just have Corey be the new kind of evil in her life. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really like Ends a lot, but as a
Yeah,
trilogy, it's just so
my
silly.
journey with Halloween is very similar to you. Like
Mhm,
the original is a masterpiece. It's
mhm,
the best slasher I think of all time. 2018, I actually fucking love that movie. It
mhm.
does everything a legacy sequel should do. Like it has the same vibes, but also brings like the new modern filmmaking techniques to it. And I think it's just I love that movie so much. But then Kills, Kills completely just like deteriorates from that so much. I hated that movie. I did not like the mob mentality, like how it was handled. Did not like how they did that.
Mhm.
And I'm a big Judy Greer fan, so I hate like
Fair.
you kill her in a
Mhm.
movie, automatically hate it. But
Uh,
coming to Ends, I was like, I went into low expectations, obviously, because I hated Kills. I actually kind of didn't. I actually kind of liked it. I
Mhm.
think, like Christian said, you get rid of Kills, have Karen die in like the first one. This works as a perfect sequel to the 2018 movie.
yeah. Christian, you mentioned something about Laurie's character not making sense. That she's happy, go lucky, and ends
Mhm.
after kills, especially because like so 30 years in the 2018 one preparing for Michael because she knows that he's still out there,
Mhm.
and she's been preparing for the one night that he's gonna escape. Are you really gonna tell me that after Michael Myers
Oh,
is still alive and he head and have a ball like not everything's gray like nothing's happening and the entire house is on fire?
No, yeah, it
uh
makes no sense. Especially like I just watched for the first time
yeah.
the extended cut of Kills, and watching that right before Ends is so funny because that movie literally
what are the
ends with
differences?
it's just the ending, and it just ends with like right when he kills Judy Greer, he like picks up the Michael like picks up her phone and starts talk like because Laurie's calling her, answers, and he just breathes into it, and Laurie just goes, "I'm coming for you," and she walks out of the hospital with a knife.
Isn't that
And
how the
like
first one ended, or isn't that how like the
I
original
think the
ended?
first one ends a little differently. I think it's
Just like
like
the breathing, maybe.
yeah, like I think she realizes that he's still out there, and she like leaves, but like I don't think they like communicate or
Did they
something.
really just
No, yeah, they
repackage extended cut just for
oh
like
yeah, 100%
3 seconds?
for like 3 seconds of footage. But yeah, no, like when that ends, going from her walking out of the hospital, and it's just it makes no sense for her to just be like, yeah, my daughter's dead. All right, gonna go back home and make some pies.
Make pies.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think
And
it
even
like
like
you go first, Liver.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was like, I think Ends works because I actually like they took this swing with it with I forgot the guy's name, but the kid,
Corey.
the one who like Corey, yeah.
Mhm,
With Corey's character, having him, I love that intro. Him just like,
mhm.
but yeah, that whole scene and it cutting to the title sequence is really cool.
It's so
But
unsettling.
yeah, I like what they did with the character. It's a big risk, but I think it works given that like this idea of the boogeyman. It's the idea that it can be transferred between people is really scary and interesting.
Hmm.
And it's not
Yeah.
just Michael like in Kills where it's just that one person who's just killing like the town residents. Like the town and Ends having the town like want to put their blame and create a boogeyman when Michael's gone is really, really cool idea.
Yeah, and it fits up a lot more with what Carpenter originally like wanted to do with the series, where it's like people are like, "Why does Carpenter?" Because he came out, he's like, "I really liked Ends." It's like Carpenter never cared about Michael. The movie, like Halloween's supposed to be about evil and like how it can take over anybody, and
Exactly.
like a small kid, even like in the first one, and now Corey, and so it works just a lot better with what I think Carpenter was going for.
Yeah. I think even if you wanted to report Halloween Kills as the third movie, as you said, under Adam's Christian, like it works better because the whole mentality of a militia in the town works better following what happens with Corey and not
Mhm.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh yeah.
it's like it's more even more it adds more to the paranoia of like not even being able to control the quote unquote evil that's living in this town. So it fits more. It fits better, and it feels like that way. But yeah, like I don't hate kills, and I don't even really hate ends. It's more of a like I said on my review, like I don't have as much of a strong emotional connection to this franchise to care
Mhm.
as much about one way or another. I'm just like, okay, I like the first one still. Like I love it. I'm with you, Josh. I think it's a perfect legacy sequel.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't like for me like Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends like doesn't ruin 2018 for me. Like if I want to watch that movie on its own, I can still like watch it and not be bothered
Yeah, I
by what
agree with that, but I
Mhm.
think it doesn't ruin it per se, but it just goes in a completely different direction than
Yeah,
it sets up. Right? You
yeah.
would think it's a completely different filmmaking team. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
For sure.
like
Especially
as
going
a
from.
true.
Oh, you go ahead, man.
Okay, I was just gonna say, as a trilogy, this is probably one of the most confusing trilogies,
Yeah,
like on recent memory.
definitely.
Mhm.
But go
Yeah, no,
ahead.
it's so funny going from like the end of like Kills when Michael like literally slaughters like an entire town after being like shot, and then going to like Ends where he's like a homeless man in a cave and gets like
Exactly.
one punch and like falls down.
It's just
Yeah,
like with Kills, they went way too far into supernatural with it.
Hmm. Not as much as Halloween 5, mind you, but it
I
gets there.
haven't seen the like original sequels. I've only seen the classic and this new trilogy.
Oh man, you gotta watch.
I
You gotta
wish
watch
they.
5, 6, and
I
yeah.
yeah, I wish they would go for the season of the witch route, like
Hmm.
something new with it. Like
Anthology.
don't go back to Michael Myers. Go with something else. But yeah, like, do you guys want to talk briefly about the new Exorcist trilogy now following these movies?
I mean, if he goes back to like what he did with 2018 and like that sensibilities, I think it might work.
I
And then I haven't seen The Exorcist, so I'm not.
I
My
just don't
opinion.
know
Yeah.
how you can like make a legacy sequel to The Exorcist. Like maybe I'm like I feel like they've done like the two routes they would go with 2 and 3 in that series. Um
Hmm.
I don't know what it's going to be. And so I'm open-minded that like it could be something cool. It's really hard to tell where he's like I'm going to make a new Exorcist and it's like I don't know. Like it could be anything.
Yeah, is it confirmed that it's supposed to be a legacy sequel or something entirely new?
I do not know.
Yeah,
I just
good,
know
good to know.
he said he's making something involving The Exorcist. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense, not necessarily a remake, but just like, I mean, exorcism is a thing. Like, just do
Hmm.
a new family or something like that. But yeah, let's see. What else did I watch?
I watched a lot of first watches, like especially
Mhm.
for the 2010s horror podcast that we did.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like what?
watched I did first one was Black Swan. Watched for the first time. I count that as horror. It's more of a
Yeah.
thriller, but it has horror elements that it isn't enough of them to like be counted as horror. And yeah, Natalie Portman, incredible, insane that
So
movie.
good. So good.
I still haven't seen that movie in a long ass time, but I need to
Yeah.
watch.
I wasn't able to make it to the 2010s one, so I'm just going to plug it real quick so I could just segue to it. You also watched Raw.
Yes.
So good.
I talked with Christian after because I know he's like the only other person who saw this movie. It's
Mhm.
incredible.
Yeah.
Julia Ducournau, like no one is making movies like her right now.
I can't wait to I'm going to do a double feature of that and Bones and All whenever it comes out and
Ooh.
see how it goes.
That's awesome. Yeah, but like the fact that this is a directorial debut is insane. It's so
Mhm.
assured in its
Mhm.
vision, and the story is so tight, and like the technical aspects of the movie are off the charts. Cinematography is
it's-
incredible. Sound design, score by Jim Williams, like who has
Mhm.
become one of my favorite horror composers with like this Teton, Possessor, great score for that, Resurrection. But yeah, this movie's insane.
Mm-hmm. Is this like this is body horror, right?
Mhm.
It's
How
like
deep?
Well-
How I was gonna say, how deep does it go into the whole notion of body horror? Like, is it super?
I don't really want to say anything
gory?
because I went blind to this, and I kind of want you to do
All
that
right,
too.
all right, all right.
Yeah, you should I think the best way to watch it is to go in blind.
Yeah.
Cuz yeah, it's messed up and it's like a wild ride.
The ending
yeah.
too. Oh,
Mhm.
oh,
But
insane.
it's crazy, and as Josh said, it's just insane that it's a directorial debut.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Durance Miller, she's the
Mhm.
main actress. She's like the complexity and the physicality she brings is
Mhm.
on another level. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Mhm. You know, a movie that I saw a lot of people praising. It's a relatively new movie. It came out last month, but I just couldn't really get into it. Like I thought it was fine. It was okay. Like I enjoyed it for what it was, but I wasn't crazy about it. The new Hellraiser.
Oh,
Mhm.
I haven't seen this yet.
It's like I don't mind slow burners, but this is like I don't know. It's just not very memorable to me.
Because it's
And
the
I
same
like the
director from
director.
the Night House, right? I love the
Mhm.
Night
Yeah,
House.
yeah. And I love the Night House too. And what else did he do? He did the Ritual, which I adore. It almost made it to my top 10
Oh.
of horror. But yeah, like I don't know. Maybe I was on a bad mood that day that I watched it, but I just thought it was like whatever. Like it was
Yeah.
very like visually pleasing, and everybody in the movie was pretty solid. But I don't know.
I still haven't seen the original, so I'm gonna do a double feature with both of them eventually.
The original is great. I do agree. I was like really excited for it because I watched The Night House like pretty recently, and I really loved it. I was really excited to see this new one. And then yeah, I found it really boring and like also really dark, like visually.
Yeah.
A lot of it's just like hard to see.
They have a
and so-
trans actor playing the main character, right? Pinhead.
Yeah,
Pinhead,
yeah,
that's
I
cool.
believe. Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah, and they're really great. All this like Cenobites, I think I'm not like huge into Hellraiser lore. It's a pretty new franchise for me, but they're all really good. But I don't know, can't really get into it. I really want to watch. Scott Derrickson directed a Hellraiser movie, like Hellraiser, like
interesting.
5, I think, and I really want to watch that one.
Speaking of Scott Derrickson, I watched
Ooh.
Sinister for the first time.
Dude, so good.
Oh,
It's this one surprised
haven't
me.
watched it.
It's
Mhm.
it's a bit janky with its like its visual effects and stuff, but
Mhm.
the cinematography is really effective, and those long shots where it just keeps panning on Ethan Hawke and like just during conversations makes it really unsettling.
He wears a really great sweater in that movie. That's
He does,
like
yes, good sweater,
just, yeah.
and the ending is insane, crazy ending.
Are those movies supernatural or what? What category
Yeah.
would it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I always keep seeing those posters with the blood and the face on the wall, and I'm like, what is this?
Don't even
Um,
bother with the
Noah
second one.
watched a horror movie before me. Wow, can't believe it.
It's crazy.
But yeah, back to the 2010s watches. 10 Cloverfield Lane. I watched it for the first time. Really solid. I don't love the ending. I think it goes way too way too forced, kind
Sci-fi?
of maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's a bit
Mhm.
forced, but
think
the
it
rest
was-
of it is a really good like Hitchcockian thriller.
I'm like talking primarily of just like stuff I think I know, so I might be 100% wrong, but I'm pretty sure because I know like 10 Cloverfield Lane and Paradox, they were both like different scripts beforehand, right?
Yeah,
And
so
then
they
JJ
like are
came in and
literally forced.
yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's literally like JJ came in and was like, "Oh, we have to do something big." I've never minded the ending, but that's always been like the
Yeah.
biggest complaint I hear about that movie is that people don't like the ending.
But
I don't
John
mind the
or-
ending. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Finish your thought.
Hey, you go. A lot of interrupting this episode.
Yeah, I know. No, I was just gonna say like I don't mind the ending, but like you can. I feel like if you went the original route of like what is actually outside and if anything is actually happening, I think that would be more satisfying for
Yeah.
people. Again, I don't mind the ending, but like for somebody like you, probably be.
Mhm.
But yeah, John Goodman is insane in this. He's so good. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. It's very good. Good performances all around.
Yeah,
Other
no, it's super
performances that
solid.
were robbed from award contenders just for being genre.
There he
films.
is. He's here.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So I've just been watching about or talking about like a lot of the horror movies I watched. But
Oh,
I waited to talk about Bros till we got here because I know you loved it as well.
Bros was fantastic. Was that October?
It was, yeah.
Wow, fuck. Oh yeah, Bros is fantastic. One of my favorite movies of the year. It's genuine, heartfelt. The two leads are incredible. Billy Eichner's writing, he makes it very. It's odd because Bros is very conventional in terms of like the rom-com genre, but it does some little different things along the way that make it very special.
Mhm.
I love Bros. It's a great time. Has a beautiful original song towards the end.
Yes, I hope it gets. I hope it is nominated.
I was just about to bring it up. Like that moment at the very end is so special that really pushes it up to the top.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's a really important movie. And like
Oh,
I
yeah.
just couldn't stop laughing. It's probably the hardest I've laughed in a while.
God, there's some great gags in there. Beautiful. It was some incredible comedy. I came with the
Yeah.
packed theater, and it was just everybody was
Yeah.
laughing.
Jim Rash is hilarious.
Oh,
Oh, he was
yeah.
great. Yeah,
What was-
everybody was great.
What was your first watch?
October first watch. I'm not sure actually. What else did you guys talk about?
I just
Halloween Ends?
Halloween Ends was the big one that we talked about.
Oh yeah, I mean I watched the Halloween Ends with Nathan. Nathan and I did a 2-part commentary. We did Halloween Kills
yeah.
and Halloween Ends on the same day. Yeah, Bros was October 1st. Wow. Anyways, yeah, Halloween Ends and Kills on the same day, and that was a rush. Kills is definitely I think weaker, because it's more nonsensical than
Yeah.
Ends. Halfway through Ends, me and Nathan are watching it, and I'm like, I see what you're going for. I see it. I see it on the page what you're going for. But do I like it? Am I having a good time? I don't think I am. 'Cause
See,
I-
like we were
I'm just
talking about
bored.
that if kills didn't exist and they like killed Karen in the first movie, like Ends would work a
Mm.
lot better. As like
Oh yeah, because
yeah,
they killed the daughter. Well, yeah,
Judy Greer,
Karen,
yeah.
Judy Greer.
Karen.
They kill her at the end of Kills for no reason. She just walks up into Michael's house and just like,
Yeah.
let me look
that's
out of a
stupid.
window. Like, wait, what the fuck? That was bad. And then Ends. I see what they're going for. Like the cycle of violence. It's very choreographed theme here. Like we get it, but it's not. It's just not executed well at all. Yeah,
Mm.
that was not great, Bob. That was not good.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I like it a lot more than you. It comes together around in the end for me a lot more.
It concludes well. Yeah, I think as much of a good conclusion as you can get. Do you guys talk spoilers?
Yeah.
about it? Okay. Yeah. Killing Michael makes sense. Put him in a meat grinder, beautiful. Seeing all the cars, the town come together, it made sense.
That's the mom,
like
like the town coming together that actually
Mhm.
liked.
yeah, it was weird because like in Kills, I was talking about it, how they make the mom mentality a bad thing and a good thing. They try and juggle it in Kills where they're like, oh, the town's coming together for once. Good, but they're all idiots and they're all getting killed. So I'm like,
Yeah.
so is it a good thing that they're all coming together or bad because they're not really succeeding? In Ends, the town finally comes together after the damage is done and it kind of works out. But yeah, the whole thing about the second Michael, I forget the guy's even name now. It's like, wow, it's like Michael's hardly in the movie. This is ballsy. I like the risk here. I just don't think it pays off as a conclusion to the franchise. I just think it's risky. I don't think it really paid off for me. It ends well, like you said. I think I agree with that. And the first prologue in Ends is pretty dang good.
Yeah.
I was shocked they killed a kid. I was like, damn, that was crazy.
Wait, cuts to the title sequence too. I was
Oh
like,
Yeah.
man,
so good.
that was a good.
Low
that
key
was good
deserved.
footage.
Oh yeah.
This
Yeah,
movie has, or this
honestly,
trilogy has good like cut to titles. Because the one in the
Yeah.
first one is like, oh, so good.
Mhm.
Oh, is that when like Michael awakens and it's like boom?
It's no, it's like in the prison when like all the people are yelling
Oh,
around
yeah,
him.
they're all
and,
yelling.
like all the yelling that just cuts
Yeah.
to the music.
You feel the
So
aura
good.
on them. That was good. But
I was-
yeah. What, Christian?
I was just saying, I don't know if I said it on here. I was almost expecting them at the very end when Lori, like, cause she gets into that like compactor with him or not shredder, and I thought he was gonna pull her in like
Yeah, me too.
like one supernatural final moment even after all of like the stuff. But no, I mean, God, we already talked about it, but yeah, no, I really like the moment where they touch hands at the end, like when he's dead, and like there's just like a really somber feeling between her where she's like really realizing, oh, it's finally over, and yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only one person in this entire planet that I know that likes all three movies equally, and I'm fascinated by your mentality.
Ooh, John? Anybody we know? Or
No, it's a
Oh.
friend from school.
Okay.
He's also like a
Alden,
film
what the-
major or whatever.
Alden likes a lot of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
End was not good. I gave it 2.5. Like I gave it the 2 because like the ideas are there and it's interesting. I just don't think it really was like very much entertaining at all, really, until the
I
end.
did that.
I'm just watching. Oh, and the dynamic between the daughter who was like with Lori, and then it's like, oh, now Lori's going crazy. I can't have a life anymore because of like.
See, like that's
you going
goofy,
with
but I think it kind of works. Right?
Nah.
It's very exaggerated, but
Have you
what
guys-
they're going for.
Have you heard about like the alternate ending and stuff for it?
No.
Is it the one with like Lori in the house and like telling her to get out or?
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
something where like I don't know the specifics off the top of my head, but like I guess they originally didn't have the suicide call, or at least the daughter wasn't like informed about it, and when she leaves at the end, she just leaves and that doesn't come back at the very end to help with Michael. And then Lori kills Michael, like kills Corey, and then at the very end, the person that rings her doorbell is the daughter, and she sees Corey and her, and so she starts like going crazy towards the daughter, and then she's just like, get out of town, and that's why the daughter, like Allison, leaves town, is because Lori like tells her to get lost and ends up like all alone. I'm glad they changed it, but yeah,
Yeah, that's more
Mhm.
depressing.
Yeah.
I like this like happy. It's like finally let her have peace, please.
Mhm.
But for me, real quick, I watched 2 movies from earlier this year that I want to mention. I saw Moonfall finally. Roland Emmerich, my guy, he's the best.
That's from this year.
Moonfall, yeah, Moonfall came out. What was
Wild
it? February?
movie.
This movie sucked. It's probably my least favorite movie of the year. But did I have a good time?
Oh, you
watching
haven't
it?
seen The Bubble. You have
Yeah.
not seen The Bubble.
You're right, and I never will see The Bubble. It looks awful. But Moonfall was a trip. This movie was wild. It went places I didn't think it could go. I mean, I know a moon's crashing down towards the earth, but holy shit, this had all the cliche disaster movies. Oh, you have the ex-husband, bingo. You have the family that hates the ex-husband, bingo. Ex-husband probably gonna die, bingo. It gets Roland
Problematic
Emmerich
son.
disaster. Oh yeah, the son. Yeah, everything's just crazy. People making stupid plans. Science that just doesn't make sense, but whatever. Even the sci-fi of it doesn't even make sense. It's really, it goes towards the fantasy aspect I didn't really expect. Yeah, this movie was wild. Like it went places I didn't think it could go. And it was just crazy. I'm watching it like, how is this a movie? Holy shit.
I'm just looking at the letterbox and I'm seeing that Sean gave it a 2 stars.
No, I couldn't give it 2 stars. It's a 1, and 1 was generous.
He gave
Man.
that 2 stars and Nope 3.
That's great. Also, I saw The Sea Beast from, I want to get the director's
Oh,
name.
yeah.
Chris Williams. This is my favorite animated movie of the year until I see Pinocchio.
Ooh.
This is my favorite animated movie of the year. This blew me away. The first 10 minutes I'm watching this, like, am I watching like a masterpiece right now? Because it was just, I guess it was like the perfect timing or whatever, but Sea Beast blew me away with the visuals. Probably the best looking animated movie I've seen all year until Pinocchio. Best animated movie I've seen all year. It looked great.
Not Strange World.
Not Strange World. I mean, Strange World. I've already kind of seen the trailers. It looks like a Pixar.
It looks mid.
It looks like a Disney movie. I mean, it has Jake Gyllenhaal, so it can't.
I feel like
be
they're
good.
like not advertising Strange World like at all. Like I've seen like no trailers for it or anything.
It's weird, right? Like I think I've seen like barely any trailers, but it's
Mhm.
Disney, so I'm assuming it's
Mhm.
going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right. So
As that against Steven in the slot too.
Or they're gonna
Exactly.
just do the Encanto thing where it doesn't do so hot in theaters, and then they throw it on Disney Plus and it blows up.
yeah.
Probably.
I feel
Everybody's
like that
doing
works better
TikToks.
for like.
See, wait, Encanto's a musical though.
Yeah,
Like,
musicals
that's
are-
why
it gets people. It's
yeah.
catchy. People remember it more. Yeah, people weren't really talking about what was the best one? Sing. No, not Sing. Wow. What's one with the
Luca?
jazz guy? The
Oh,
jazz
Soul.
Soul.
Yeah.
Soul. I need to throw the S. I'm like, Sing? No. Soul. People weren't really talking about Soul at school. But Soul is like a masterpiece, and it dropped and just came away.
And
Best movie of-
Pixar too.
And Pixar, yeah.
That was like when I started working at the movie theater I work at. It was right before the Soul thing. So somewhere in one of my frames, I
You got a
have
poster?
I have the Soul poster.
Wow.
And it still has the release date on it.
Funny thing is that like I was working at a movie theater, and the day they announced that Turning Red was doing streaming only, we had the
Mhm.
poster up, and like we had to take it down like automatically.
That's
Mhm.
fucked up.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Take it down. But yeah, Sea Beast is just immaculate. Beautiful cast of characters. Like it's mature, very mature. In terms of like adult themes of like growth and overcoming your demons, the sins of the past. What is fact? What is fiction? Believable characters with great relationships that are very human and believable. And again, the animation just incredible, especially the water animation. The designs of the sea beasts are great. The mythology of the world is really cool. I gave this 4.5 out of 5 stars. I was just blown away by the sea beast. I hope it gets nominated. It probably won't, but just again, a shout out to Chris Williams, who I think wrote Moana and directed.
I know it's like all the same team, right? Designer.
Yeah.
It's the same composer as
He did Moana and he did Big Hero 6. I'm like, just that combination. Like, I love Big Hero 6. I love Moana, and I think he had a great original film here. I just loved the season.
Yeah, I missed this one, but I definitely want to catch it before the end of the year. Because I've heard like you talk
It's
about
How to Train Your
Preston
Sea
talked about it.
Beast.
How to Train Your Sea Beast. I mean, yeah,
I have
it's on that
heard
same
Edgar
level.
talk about it a lot though.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, Edgar. You talked to like apparently you're the guy who kept shepherding it.
I think I talked about it like back in July, but I don't know. I don't keep track of this shit. Let Josh go back find the clips.
I remember Preston was talking about it a lot. I mean, I was already on the radar. I had it on my watch list when I saw this trailer a couple years or months ago.
Yeah.
But then I heard Preston talking about it. I'm like, okay, I'll catch it, and I never did until a couple weeks ago. But that was great. Did we talk about Rosaline?
Not yet, but I did talk about Black Swan. I know you watched that this month also.
First time watching Black Swan. Loved it. Holy shit.
Good, right?
That's phenomenal.
It's
Now I
so
know why
good.
she got that Oscar. Never heard of Natalie Portman though. Hope she continues. Hope she has a career. Yeah, she was great. What year was that? Black Swan? Was that 2012?
2010. I think.
10, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, she just this is like it's horrifying in a psychological way, psychological horror. And it's just paced really well. I was never bored. I'm always intrigued by what's going on in her head, like her current situation. Beautiful direction.
Mila Kunis is like very good in it too.
Mila Kunis is great. Where you're like, what is really going on with her character? What's her relationship there? And I like how it really messes with your mind as well as the audience. Like you can't really tell what you're seeing is actually happening or not until later on.
Yeah.
Very good direction, very good writing. I see why it got all the awards and people still talk about it to this day. Yeah, I love Black Swan. Natalie Portman.
Before we get to Rosaline, I want to finish talking about like the other 2010s movies I watched.
Sure, yeah.
For the episode that we did.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I talked about Raw, great movie. 10
I need to watch it.
Lane, great movie. I watched the Babysitter movies,
The
1 and 2.
Shout out to McG.
Netflix.
These movies are bad, but they're a blast.
The hell is the
Especially the
Babysitter?
second one. It's Samara Weaving and
Netflix.
yeah, it's like a cheap Netflix movie.
Are
but
they doing a
it's-
third one, Josh? Do you know?
I have no idea, but they should.
The Babysitter and the Babysitter
Jenna Ortega is in the second one.
Killer
Yeah.
Queen. Jenna Ortega's in the second one?
Yeah.
She's really. She's
Robbie
really
Amell is incredible.
good. So good.
So
Now I have to watch it. What's the premise?
they're very bad. Like they're not good movies, but I had a lot of fun watching them.
Essentially, it's just like this kid has a babysitter, and like, one night has her friends over, and he's like, "All right," and then she sees them murder someone, and it turns out they're all part of like a cult, and they're
Samara
crazy.
Weaving
movies.
is the babysitter.
Yeah.
Chaos ensues. Okay.
Bella
Yeah,
Thorne's
these
in them.
movies, like Bella Thorne is
Thorne.
amazing in the second one,
Mhm.
especially.
Wow. Nice. Not great cast.
Yeah, they're a mess, but they're a lot of fun.
I'll watch it. I'll keep track of it.
The main actor is so inconsistent.
Mhm.
He's like so nerdy, but also has moments of like being
Coolness.
confident. It's so weird. Which movies do we think made good theme park rides?
Which movie do you think?
Moonfall.
would be Theme park, right? Moonfall would be baller.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Ambulance.
Dude.
Ambulance would be
Ambulance.
good. Ambulance, yeah, that'd be a fun theme park ride. That's hard to say. I don't know. I think Pirates of the Caribbean would be fun. I don't know if they've ever done that before. That'd be amazing.
I want
Um,
a Halloween Ends one, but you just on the back of Corey's motorcycle. You're like,
Yes.
like hold on to him as he's just
Man.
riding.
I
Yeah,
thought
it's-
Michael Myers was gonna be in the back of that motorcycle.
Oh,
Give
Honestly,
me a
yeah,
Triangle of Sadness theme park ride, just like the
that'd
vomit
be cool.
ship.
Oh, gross. Everybody just slips on vomit.
can I have an RRR theme park ride?
Oh my god, yes.
Ooh, that would be dope. through the jungles, through the castle. Oh,
Natu
hell
Natu's
yeah.
playing.
Natu
Mhm.
Natu. Oh, yo, yes, this needs to happen. RRR.
Great
Netflix
question, just
Netflix should make a theme park. I mean, I don't want Netflix
Black
to take over
Adam.
the world. But...
Oh no,
Black Adam.
I'm surprised
All
we have
that
not
power.
talked about Black
I haven't
Adam
seen it, but you guys have talked about it right now.
Oh, we haven't talked about it yet?
Tell me on
Adam?
Black Adam.
Dude.
The hierarchy
Hierarchy.
definitely changed.
Dude, it's
right?
changed like
It
forever.
changed. Yeah. What do you think,
It's
Christian?
Pierce Brosnan, man.
I didn't hate it surprisingly. Like I went in thinking it was gonna be like the worst movie ever, and then like
Yeah.
it was fun. I had fun. There's a lot that I can't really go into because of spoilers. The post credits are definitely like the most hyped, which I don't even
I
know.
think everyone knows that.
I don't. Yeah, I
think
don't even know
everyone
if that's a
knows.
spoiler anymore.
The
But
Flash
yeah.
appears, right?
dude,
That's what
shows
happened.
Ezra Miller shows up. Ezra Miller left me on red recently, and it makes me really mad.
I wonder why.
It was like right when like it was like I don't remember if I was like I showed you guys, but it was like when he first got Instagram or they first got
Yeah,
Instagram. We communicated for a bit, and then like a couple weeks ago, whenever like all the news that like they were in court or whatever happened, I just DM'd and it was just like, "Hey, how you doing?" And it was just a scene like a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
no. Oh gosh. But yeah, I'm the same way, Christian. I came in, I didn't expect it to be awful. I mean, I came in, everybody was like, it was memeing the movie. I knew this wasn't going to be Morbius or,
I mean,
Bad.
the director of Jungle Cruise, but also Orphan. So like,
Orphan.
Mhm,
never seen Orphan. But Jungle
Orphan's
Cruise was not bad. It was fine.
mhm.
I thought this movie was fine. It was fun. I had a fun time watching it. Like, it's very cut of the run of the mill superhero movie. Like, it felt like early 2000s, but not in like a bad like Venom 2018 kind of way. Like, this movie was like, it had some kind of like good cast of characters. It had the Justice Society. They were
Mhm.
fun. Were they
They're
fleshed out the
part of
best?
movie.
Not really. They weren't really fleshed out the most. Like, especially Cyclone and Atom Smasher. Wasn't really a fan of Atom Smasher. His comedy was bad.
is that Noah
Um,
Centineo?
Noah Centineo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noah, contrary to what people like to believe, Noah's a fine actor on Netflix.
Is he?
But the script they gave him was like, hey, just be Peter Parker, but you're Atom Smasher. Like
Mhm.
they wanted him to be funny, and this wasn't funny. It was kind of like borderline rude some of the time, and like he was destroying parts of the city, and they weren't really addressing it as much as they think they should have.
Mhm.
But The Rock was great. He was amazing as Black Adam. Alfred is it
Really?
Alfred Hodge? Yeah, I liked it. He was
Is that
good.
who it is?
Aldous Hodge.
Aldris Hodge, yes.
Yeah.
He was really good as Hawkman. It was finally get to see Hawkman in live action, and they did not miss. Same thing for, of course, Pierce Brosnan. Everybody's talking about it. He's the best part of the movie easily. He's the beating heart of the movie, surprisingly.
Yeah.
for
And
sure.
it works.
Mhm.
His stuff works.
Do I need to watch this in the theater or should I just wait till HBO?
If you saw other superhero movies in the theater, sure. Did you see Venom in theaters?
Yeah, but that's Venom.
What? Yeah, a worse superhero movie, I think.
Venom 2 is not bad.
Awful. Venom 2 is worse than Venom 1. Say it with me, Josh.
Josh, get your priorities
I will
straight.
not say that. Andy Serkis. No.
Yeah, he's not great director. Sorry, Andy. Venom 2 is
And
not
Venom
good.
2 is fun. It's a fun like buddy rom-com.
Okay. Does it have
But,
Pierce Brosnan in it though?
No. But it has Woody Harrelson.
Unfortunately, what's he doing, buddy? Woody, what are you doing? I'll see you in Triangle of Sadness. I'll
So
see
yeah,
you in
he got that Marvel check and then made like a career turn.
But I love Woody. There was a string of time when Woody was just in everything. He's great in that third Planet of the Apes movie. Man, he's incredible in that one.
Beckett.
Yeah, War.
Oh yeah,
War.
War of Apes.
War of
Oh
the
my
Apes.
God.
God, so emotional.
I
Um,
don't understand the question here, but like, which donkey would win the heart of Jenny the donkey?
oh boy,
What the fuck?
Josephine, wrong podcast.
Oh,
buddy.
they just.
Oh.
Oh, I get the question now.
Oh,
It-
Banshees of
Banshees.
Inisherin. Eeyore from Winnie Pooh or
Oh.
EO from the Donkey movie EO.
I haven't heard of EO, so I'll go.
Never
I'll
go
Eeyore.
with EO. Eeyore, yo, he's underrated though. For real, for real. You wake Eeyore up, it's a wrap.
Is
no.
Eeyore in Blood and Honey?
Slasher?
Oh no,
Oh no.
he might be.
When is that
Post-credits.
coming out? Because I'm I'm
Like
honestly
December?
excited for that.
Yeah, it's coming out sometime soon. They announced
Yeah.
it's getting a theatrical run. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Josh can see that in theaters over Black Adam.
Definitely.
Black Adam was fun. I gave
It's
it 3.5 out of stars.
I have no interest.
I
No
mean,
interest.
honestly, like people always like DC Black Adam. Like I had just the same amount of fun as Black Adam as I did with like Thor. What was the last one called?
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder, and
You don't even know the title, man.
the Doctor Strange movie that I did not like.
Black Adam's better than Love and Thunder easily.
Oh, okay.
Love and Thunder's
Yeah.
Love and Thunder has more heart to it, but it's just messier.
Mhm.
Black Adam is just it's more. This is what you get. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny watching Black Adam right after like rewatching Shazam because like the story that the wizard tells Billy is completely different than what they do in the movie. And like
Yeah.
it's like they don't work together at the same time, but it's okay. It works, you know. Dwayne
Yeah.
probably had like 6 rewrites he did on that script.
Yeah. It's weird.
Probably
Yeah.
more than 6.
Probably. In Shazam, they talk about how the Chaos Lords, right? The Chaos Gods kind of like corrupted him or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like, he betrayed everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he released the 7 deadly sins, and that's why he was like
That's what it
locked
was.
away. And
Yeah, that's not what happened.
does
in Black
not
Adam.
happen in the
No,
movie like
no.
that.
But hey, welcome to Superman. Yeah. I mean, the post-credit scene people like to hype a lot, but I'm just like Carson talked about it a lot too, where it's like it's very straightforward. It's exciting in a reveal kind of sense of what they're saying in the scene.
What it actually is nothing.
It's just it's just a
It's just like-
nothing scene that
It's a
Mhm.
nothing scene. I'm like, this is one of the worst post-credit scenes because it's just like it's not establishing anything.
you know what, like there's
It's
like a
just
simple
reveal.
tweak they could have done to make it like a little bit better, and that's like sorry to like go into it, Josh.
Yeah,
but, like,
spoiler alert.
I don't care. I
Everybody
don't
knows.
give a
Everybody
shit.
knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Superman comes in like as he does, and
I've
then like
seen the
in the
post-credits
background,
already.
like in the background, you have Billy with the lighting up, like the lighting bolt of his Shazam there. Because like, how did they go?
Mm.
They go the entire movie without even commenting on the fact that there's another hero named Shazam in Philly,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, at
nobody like with the same costume, and like nobody questions it, and it's just like throw him in that post credit scene as well because we know they already know each other from Shazam. And just have him be like, I think you guys need to talk or something. And then like have Billy come into the light like Zachary Levi and then cut out because then it's like actually setting up something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost seems I don't know why The Rock is obsessed with wanting a
yeah.
Superman versus Black Adam movie instead of
Yeah.
like, you know,
It
the
seems
obvious
like he
mean,
doesn't even
Shazam.
give a shit about Shazam. Yeah.
Also considering we've had 2
Oh.
movies this year where the post credit scene are Shazam and or Black Adam and Superman like meeting.
What's the
Yeah.
other one?
What's the other one?
Super Pets.
Oh wow, the movie everybody saw.
Everybody, yeah.
I mean, there's a great animated movie. I forget what it's called, where Shazam fights Superman.
Superman, Shazam, The Return of Black Adam.
Yes, and I think it's a great animated movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's what The Rock probably saw one Saturday morning. He's like, I want that. Live action.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever read like a Black Adam because like he's done interviews.
fucked
And
up. That's fucked up.
he's done interviews and he's like, yeah, when I was a kid, I was always reading Black Adam comics, and I was like, no, you weren't. No, you weren't.
Yeah, like yeah, for real. Black Adam as a solo run didn't
Mhm.
really happen until like what the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like I don't think in the 70s or in the 80s when he was born you could find like Black Adam solo runs, right? Because it was all just like Shazam stuff. Black Adam
No,
didn't
yeah,
get
for
his
sure.
solo stuff until later.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. Yeah, liar.
Yeah.
But I think he even talked about it afterwards, like in press. Like Black Adam 2 might not be like Black Adam versus Superman or Shazam. It could just be another thing. They're going to slowly build up to it, you know, slow build us, which is nice.
Mhm.
I
I think
mean, with Henry Cavill leaving Witcher, I doubt how slow that will
Sorry, I
be.
just got a jump scare there. That was disgusting. Don't mean to that. Yeah.
No, yeah, I think Black Adam should have. I think would have made it just like a little bit better for me is if it just went the full like mile and just had Black Adam be the villain against the Justice Society. Like I don't like when movies do the like BVS, like we're fighting for a second and then like actually we're gonna team up and take down a bigger threat.
Yeah.
Give
Give
me
me a
bad guys,
give me a
right?
bad guy.
or whatever that Suicide Squad
the
line
bad
is.
guys.
What
Yeah.
we do.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, I dug it, but yeah, I think they could have went a little bit more on the extra mile because he made it like a joke after a while, where it's like he's
No.
beating people. Oh boy, there's Nathan there.
I like just the no.
Just a new. But yeah, like Superman's like, we need to talk. I'm like, that's it? About what? About
Mhm.
what? Like, are you gonna talk and then leave? You're gonna talk and then fight?
Just have a nice lunch
Is this a
conversation.
meeting? Yeah, shoot me an email, Soups. Like, what's going on?
Honestly, I think the scene would have been better, like even with the Henry thing, if they still just cut his head off, just like had him float down just enough to where his
That'd be
head's still just
Like
cut off.
Shazam.
yeah,
Yeah, like they
That'd
get
be
Henry's
incredible.
dialogue this time, but like yeah, just have his head not be
yeah.
there.
We need to talk. You just don't
Yeah.
see it.
So to
That'd be great.
segue, do you want to talk about the other Cape shit that wrapped
another
up
one?
this month? She-Hulk.
Oh,
Totally forgot about it.
It's the last couple episodes were so good though.
I actually liked it. I think
Yeah.
I gave She-Hulk 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was a very fun series. I was never bored watching this 20-minute not rom-com, but just office comedy week to week. I commented on it. We did a She-Hulk review on My Cup of Tea, but I think one of the weaknesses was the writers and what's the actress?
Tatiana Maslany.
Tatiana Maslany kept saying like, I want this to be a great office comedy. Well, the great office comedies have a great cast, right? The Office, Parks and Rec,
Yeah, I like the cast.
30 Rock. But the cast is solid, but I don't know anything
Not
about
memorable.
them.
Yeah, that's true.
I like if you want an office comedy, stay in the office for a bit and then give us a comedy around that. Like I think early on they gave us some good legal stuff, then they kind of just dropped it and focused on Jennifer, which is fine. I think Jennifer
that's
was-
what made it work for me though.
I agree. I was like, if you want to focus on Jennifer, that's great. The show really excelled at that. Learning about Jennifer, her sexual escapades, her struggle with She-Hulk, her best friend, the betrayals, her psychological mind state, especially in the last 2 episodes, was really strong. But I think in terms of like season 2 beyond, if they want to do that, if they want to focus on the office comedy, let us care more about the side characters. There were some great bits where the guy from Arrow, what's his name? The male lawyer next door in her firm. I forget his
Arrow?
name. He's from Arrow. Yeah, he was a great villain in Arrow.
Who played Prometheus, right?
Josh
Yes,
Padaro?
season 5 of Arrow, the best Arrow season easily.
Mhm.
I love Arrow, but like there was a great bit where him and the other like her best friend went to go chase down like the lawyer or the dresser, the costume guy. It was a very fun like segue, a very short, very fun moment in the series. I just wanted more of that, more fun with her coworkers. Outside of that, though, I had fun learning more about Jen. I think it was a very character-focused show, and it worked.
Yeah, I think they didn't start the best, but once they got to like the halfway mark and started like getting weirder and committing more to its like style and format, and yes, once Daredevil comes in, Charlie Cox, the master.
That's the
Episode
only
8 was so
episode.
good.
That's the only episode of the show I watched.
Are you
The rest of
serious?
it was good though.
Yeah, I was-
good.
I was just-
Christian!
I have not like for some reason shows to me are just like I have not finished House of the Dragon,
Oh, man.
Lord of the Rings. I need to catch up on Andor because I really
Yeah.
loved the first 3 episodes, but
Wow.
I'm so behind on television right
I
now.
did that.
That's
yeah.
fair,
There's,
yeah.
there's so much out right now.
I've not
So
seen a
much
single
content.
episode of Better Call Saul, guys. Like
I haven't either.
I feel like I'm gonna get like
Christian,
assassin.
Josh, you're fired. Jeez.
I've only seen like 2 seasons of Breaking Bad.
Extra fired.
How are you a human being and just granted my dad quit watching Breaking Bad at the end of season 2.
I didn't get into it. I just couldn't.
Um,
I don't know why.
Wow.
I just-
It's not for everybody. Like my dad was like, this show was too effed up for me. I'm like, oh, that's fair. But
I want to watch
Effed
Better Call
up.
Saul though.
because
That
he
seems
stopped
not
at the
that
time
bad.
when like when something happened to Jesse, something death, like Walt doesn't do a certain thing. You know what I mean, Edgar?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He watches something
I-
happen.
I mean,
My
I've
dad-
seen worse stuff than that. But
I agree. We my dad definitely has, but I think there's a fine line. But anyways, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, Shield. I think like
Okay,
the
right.
ending, like the finale episode, was really smart and well done.
really smart and
Really
crazy.
cool. Yeah.
I love it when finales are upended and like twisted upon our heads. Like Doctor Strange 1, rewinding time. That whole finale was very fun and like unique. There's no fire in the sky, no laser beam in the sky bullshit. No
There is
fight.
been Black Adam.
Unfortunately, yeah. I was literally like this. I was like, come on, like in the theater. I was like, you got to be kidding me. A laser beam in the sky. What is this, 2016 Suicide Squad? It was bad. Not great, bro.
I saw it. You guys can spoil it because, like, I don't think I'll ever get around to finishing the show, at least soon. Does Hulk have a son now? Is that what I saw?
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
He has scars.
It's such a really weird moment at the end, but
What are
like,
they
it's kind of funny.
doing? What are you
It feels very
doing?
disconnected. Like
That whole
like,
ending scene felt like Fast and Furious. Like just
It did.
family
It
dinner,
did.
family
I mean,
barbecue.
did I like seeing Charlie eat with the family? Hell
Yes,
yes.
that was so good.
That was great. That was beautiful. Charlie and her have beautiful
I hope
chemistry.
she's in Born Again. I hope so.
I totally doubt it, but I hope so too.
I don't
But
have any
they're in a
knowledge.
relationship now.
Did you hear about the Tom Holland stuff in Born Again?
No.
I don't know.
Okay,
There's
serious?
there's word
Or what?
going around Twitter that he just signed his new contract, and like somebody tweeted like
Oh,
one of the
that he
Scooper
might be-
guys that in the contract was like an episode of Born Again or something,
Ooh.
That could happen.
and like Kang Dynasty, and then like his 3 solo films for a new trilogy.
Kane
Interesting.
Dynasty, Secret Wars for sure.
Mhm.
I just want Daredevil
Yeah.
and Spider-Man 4.
Please.
But yeah,
This is the thing. I don't, but
you don't? Why?
I
It's
just
Daredevil.
want the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
Just
have
give me
them team up
Spider-Man.
against Kingpin.
I don't need a team up. Spider-Man, do your own shit for one movie.
Fine, Spider-Man 5 then, the 5th one.
Give me one. But you know what? I know it's Feige. I know it's once you put Spider-Man in the MCU, Feige can't fucking help himself. Put Daredevil in there. Put
Fantastic
Ironheart in
Four.
there.
I was gonna say, yeah, Spider-Man needs to be with the Fantastic Four more than
Fantastic
Daredevil in
Four.
my eyes, but
Okay.
that's a whole thing.
He's gonna do a crossover. I know that for sure.
Mhm.
Every single Spider movie has had a
But yeah,
crossover.
Spider-Man, like the next
but-
one, I would love it if it's just like standalone.
Just give me like
small story.
that's why I love the Raimi movies. It's just so focused. I gotta defeat a lizard. I gotta defeat a Green Goblin, a Doc Ock. Give me something. One villain, one hero, fight.
Have
Yeah.
you seen have you seen Spider-Man Raimi's Spider-Man 4? You mentioned a lizard. That's
I
not in
said
that.
lizard, didn't I?
He is in Amazing Spider-Man though.
Amazing
That's
Spider-Man,
true,
Superior, superior
Yeah.
movies.
which is I like Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Yeah, I agree.
2, I love so much.
2 is just hilarious,
Mhm.
beautiful. One of the best rom-coms ever.
Isn't 2 like Preston's favorite Spider-Man movie?
It's
He
mine.
has- oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
It was the first Spider-Man movie that I sought out to get on Blu-ray.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in
Oh, wow.
2014.
Okay.
That summer, I was like, I gotta get the Blu-ray for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
And then I realized everybody like was hating on it. I'm like, oh man, I'm in the wrong.
Andrew
crowd.
Garfield is like, I love that movie so much.
It's so sweet.
I
It's
have
just so
mixed.
sweet.
I like the movie, but
I understand it's a mess, but I think
It just makes me smile.
it gives me like PTSD thinking about it because like whenever I right before No Way Home came out, I watched like all of the Spider-Man movies in like Dolby theaters. Like we just
Ooh,
nice.
hooked them up, watched them all, and then like when I watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I already was gonna skip the screening, and then like my friends were like, "You gotta go," and I was like, "Fine," and then I went. And like right after I like got in a car wreck and it was not fun and I like
Oh,
broke my
no.
car and like it was a whole thing. So I have beef with Mark Webb for that reason.
Poor Mark Webb. Somewhere he's like, what did I do wrong?
All right. So, Edgar, you got to leave soon. Anything you want to bring up?
Yeah, just a couple. Christian helped me convince these bimbos to watch Smile.
Dude, you gotta watch Smile.
I will
It's
eventually.
good.
I'm
Dude,
good.
Cal Penn of the Obama administration's in there, guys. Like you have to do it.
Wow.
But honestly, like seriously, like
Mhm.
for this to be like a directorial debut, it's really good. It's very
Oh, yeah.
solid. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
bad for the guy because the marketing for that movie is absolute fucking trash.
It's
like,
terrible. Yeah.
I mean, it must have
Now
done a
you're
good
saying
job.
The marketing was really good.
Mhm.
It made a lot of money, so like it's
Mhm.
doing its job, right?
I mean,
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
200 million, right?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
right.
it was supposed to be like a streaming only movie, right?
Yeah,
I
apparently.
remember
Yeah.
hearing something like that, and then they
it was
pushed
gonna
it.
go to Paramount Plus, like directly to
Mhm.
Paramount.
I
Plus.
think the marketing it was very repetitive. Like they showed the
Mhm.
same exact
that
trailer
trailer is not good.
every
ever.
time.
Mhm.
It's
it
not
was
great.
the Black Widow effect again.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
For the
yes.
free die effect.
Jesus. Or Free Guy. If I hear Mariah Carey one more time. But I think for Smile is like the audiences understood what they were going to see once they saw the trailer at least. Like you got the premise at least. I heard it gets really weirder and crazier, and that's nice to see, but I don't know. Nathan told me the whole plot of that movie. I'm like, this movie seems wild.
I'll watch it eventually once it comes to Paramount.
Yeah, I
or
watched it on
whatever.
streaming. Yeah.
Mhm.
Didn't seem like a theatrical experience to me. But
There's just so much in theaters right now that like I'm
I agree.
focusing on like award stuff.
the lead actress, though, I heard is really good, right?
Yeah,
she's really good. I'm surprised at the. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised because the movie leaves it open for a sequel if they want to go that route.
Oh, it's definitely gonna have like at least 3 at this point.
Yeah.
$200
least a
million
trilogy.
on a like what $10 million budget.
That's
Like,
crazy.
Yeah.
And it's not Blumhouse either. Like,
Oh,
that's
man.
impressive.
Yeah, didn't Jason like came out and said like he was jealous that he didn't produce this shit or whatever or something?
Mhm.
Probably.
Jason saw money
Too
just in front of his eyes. He's like, no.
Too busy making Five Nights at Freddy's.
Exactly.
Honestly, I'm interested in that because they're using the Jim
Mhm.
Henson studio for like
Mhm.
animatronics. Like, yeah,
That's
that could be
cool.
good.
What else? What else? I mean, we can either save it for whatever episode you want to do, Josh, about the awards, or we can talk about it briefly. The Banshees.
What's about Banshees? Yeah.
All right.
Movie
Have you seen the
sucks.
Banshees?
It was terrible.
Have you seen it, Trishan?
I have not. No.
Okay.
All
We won't
we'll
go into
keep it vague.
spoilers, but it's. I saw it a few nights ago. It's fantastic.
Yeah, for a movie that is very dark at times, it's incredibly funny. Colin Farrell is having the
It's
Time
Colin
of his
Farrell's
life.
year. Like,
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I'm watching this movie, and I think it's phenomenal. It's a very special movie, and I think I'm watching Colin Farrell and Banshees of Inisherin, and I'm like, this is the same guy as Penguin. This is the same guy from After Yang. Like,
right?
I understand.
So versatile.
I understand. Just like it's acting, but just understanding his 3 completely different roles in 1 year just blew me away because
Yeah.
he is unbelievable in this
I
movie.
love how much heart he has here.
He's so
and then
much
how you see
heart.
that kind of
Yeah.
twist as the movie goes along.
Audiences
Yeah, and
really
it's-
grip to his
it's-
character instantly.
Yeah, it's even more impressive when you compared his role in this and in the Batman, because at the end of the day, both of them are like comedic roles, but they're very different, and he
Yeah.
like delivers them very differently. And I don't know how they did it, but they make me care for a donkey
Right?
a lot. Yeah, and what else? What's the name of the sister? Carrie Condon?
Carrie Condon, incredible too.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan continuing to be in a weird
freaky
little
little
guy.
guy. Brendan
Oh, yeah.
Gleeson, incredible.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan, is his name Keegan or Keoghan?
I say Keaton.
Yeah.
Barry Keoghan, so good in this movie. He comes in, it's small role, but it has a definite impact on Colin Farrell's character, and he's so good in this movie.
That's
Very
like all.
weird.
That's like all of his recent roles, like Green Knight. Just
Yeah.
like such a small
Oh,
role,
yeah.
big like.
Small,
Big
freaky little
presence.
fella.
Mhm.
He still he unnerved me in this movie, Killing of a Sacred Deer,
I need to
Um,
watch that.
which I did not like at all. It just unnerved me in the wrong way, but he's really good in it. I
Another
really like
actor
him.
from Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
He was in Dunkirk? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. He's the. I think he's,
He's
the
a kid,
who-
right?
He's a kid who
That,
dies.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Cillian
in
Murphy
the boat,
kills
yeah.
him, right?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Tragic.
That was like one of his first roles too, I think, right?
He's really good. Like super. Eternals. He's like one of the best parts of that movie. I
Yeah.
don't like.
I love Eternals.
Yeah. Also, another movie that I watched on the festival is She Said, the Harvey Weinstein movie. Very solid. I'm very curious how this movie's gonna play out during the award season. I can definitely see it getting like adaptive screenplay.
We'll talk about it more tomorrow. On our-
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. I don't think it'll play that well.
I think well, yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's a very solid movie, but it's not going to have the spotlight effect on people.
No.
People are like, we understand it's a very important story, but it's like, I hear it's just solid. I don't think it's going to crack into that top 10 best picture. Definitely not for me.
Yeah.
Granted, I haven't
And
seen
then-
it, so I could be blown away by it, but yeah.
Yeah. And then Pinocchio, fantastic,
Oh my
incredible.
God.
That's
So
your favorite movie of the
jealous.
year, buddy, right?
Favorite movie of the year, and it's probably the second time I've cried at something this year. First one, second one being like first one. I mean, being fucking Viserys walking to the throne and giving House of the Dragon, but
That was peak. That was peak.
but yeah, this movie, the ending of that movie, like
I can't wait.
be ready for the last 5 minutes of this.
When
movie.
you see the whale, I'm just gonna bawling. I'm just gonna start bawling. Is there a
It's a
whale
very
in this?
in-
Don't tell me.
it,
Don't
it,
tell me.
it's a very interesting design for the whale. I'll say that.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. I
And
love the whale. Give me the whale. Give me all the whale.
and then for November, the only two movies that I saw this month so far, Till, the movie about Emmett Till.
Mm.
Oh, I didn't know you saw that. I need to see
Yeah,
it.
Is Danielle Deadwire? Does she have the hype? Is she?
she's definitely a contender. Like if she isn't nominated, it's gonna be the entire Oscar so I think all over again because she's
Oh, there's no
Incredible.
chance he doesn't get nominated.
Yeah, I
at this
think
point.
she's-
yeah.
That'd be ridiculous.
I think she's a like at this point, like for me, her and Kate Blanchett are like up there.
Kate Blanchett
um,
and Tar. Holy shit.
I still
But
haven't
the
seen
one-
Tar. Ugh.
You haven't?
No, I was trying to watch it, but things fell through.
Oh, you weren't feeling
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Tar.
Uh,
real quick, Edgar. Since this is October for me, Tar
Yeah.
is sick. It's so good. It's why I love movies in terms of like a good, delicious character study over somebody who's very unnerving. See you later, guys. Very very unnerving and just interesting. Like I was so captivated by this. Beautiful direction from Todd Fields. Direction, the writing. It was just a really well done movie. It didn't emotionally affect me as much as I was hoping for. So it's not like in my top 5 of the year,
Yeah.
but it's still just a marvel to watch in terms of like a straight up a master class on how to do a good character study over somebody over the course of 2.5 hours. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm try and
really,
catch it this weekend.
I'm gonna use Tar as a segue for the last movie that I'm gonna talk about before I leave. But like first of all, like Tar, like one, I didn't know how long the movie was before I watched it.
Oh,
So
wow.
I just
Edgar,
so I
same.
checked my phone before the movie started during the trailers, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm curious. Like curiosity started to like get into me, and I checked, and it said 2 hours and how long is it? 45. 45 minutes?
Yeah.
It's long. I didn't. Usually, I check before I go see a movie because you know me.
Yeah.
3 hours. I need to. I'm tired. But this movie just kept going
Yeah.
and going and going. I'm like, I mean, it's not bad because
In a good way, though?
I was so interested, like what's
Yeah.
going on. I wanted to see how the story ends for Tar. But I'm just like, dang, there's a lot of movie here that I just did not see coming.
Yeah.
Halfway through, I was like, I really want to rewatch this, but now I'm like, it's gonna be a task for me to rewatch it.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested by certain details I think I might have missed early on. So
Yeah, I feel this movie is gonna be better upon rewatch. I don't know when I'm gonna do
I
that.
think so,
Not
too.
anytime soon, but anyway, going back to the runtime, I checked the runtime and I was like, oh, okay. And then the movie started, and as you were saying, like it just keeps going and going and going. But by the time we get to the end, once the movie ended and I went to my car and just sat there for like a few minutes, I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, it is pretty long. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it again anytime soon, but I feel like it earns that runtime.
That's great.
And the reason why I'm talking about the runtime is because that's exactly how it felt. I felt about the last movie that I watched in theaters, Triangle of Sadness.
Oh no, yeah, you didn't like it as
And-
much as I did.
Yeah.
and that's for me. That's an example of the opposite of. I
It's
think
not that
there's a
long
lot
though.
of.
It's like 2 hours, right?
It's 2 hours and 35, I think.
Really?
No way.
No.
2:35.
It
Okay,
can't
so
be.
look, Tar is 156 minutes.
Yes.
It's
Triangle of
220.
Sadness,
220. Okay.
it's
It could have been
41 and
90 minutes.
47. It
Yeah.
could have been 90 minutes, to be
It could
honest.
have been anyway.
And to me, the thing about the movie is that I liked it a lot. I gave it like I don't know. I don't even know how much. Three and a
I think
half
you said
stars.
3.5. Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I think the themes and the characters and the situations that they go through are very entertaining to watch. I just think there's a lot of stuff that you could cut. Like for me, like an example of this at the beginning is the argument about the money between the main
Yeah.
leads. There's literally like 4 scenes of the same fucking argument.
Yeah. That
You
makes
can
sense.
cut 2 of those and get to the same point that the movie gets.
I agree.
I think
and-
the scenes go on a bit too long, but I think it's still effective. And
No,
the
yeah,
next
it's effective, but
switch
like for
to
me,
the third act, I think worked really well. For
yeah,
me.
yeah, but that's for me. That's an example of like a movie not really earning its runtime as opposed to something
Yeah.
like Tar, where even though you feel every second of it, like it's still kind of rewarding in a sense.
I did that, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I feel like for Tar, there are certain bits in the beginning that I want to rewatch and truly understand her character arc. It has like that, it just has like that study feel to it. I just want to watch it, not take notes, but just like, okay, so this is how this stuff happens. This is how they feel about her, kind of thing. And for Triangle of Sadness, you know, people call it like White Lotus, but like crazier, and it has that feel to it where it's just super, super satire. Feel to it. Again, similar to Tar, I wasn't really like blown away by Triangle of Sadness. I wasn't like super moved by Triangle of Sadness, but I did have fun watching crazy stuff happen to
It was
Rich.
really fun. And yeah, I think
Yeah.
that like third act is really where it sold it for me. 'Cause I
The
think
third
I
act
enjoyed
really
it a lot.
soared. They kind of hung up on the boat for a bit too long. The throw up sequence was great.
Yeah. Woody
And some of the
Harrelson
characters are
great.
pretty memorable. I think that the lead,
Ellie
the lead-
Leon, like she just takes the movie in the third act. and, like,
Abigail?
she should be nominated. She's
She's-
insane.
came out of nowhere and just completely became so enticing. And I think the direction was really good. There's some
Yeah.
super well done shots in this movie. I was really surprised by how like well shot this movie was. Just even Edgar mentioned it. There's like an argument in the beginning with the elevator. I thought that was very clever. Some stuff on the boat I thought was really cool, and then the island, the way that's shot, that final
Yeah.
scene, woo, really good stuff.
Great ending.
Great ending. Oh, perfection. I had some fun with it. 4 out of 5 stars for me. Really fun. You immediately know what the movie's going for. It's not trying to hide it. It's not super deep, but yeah, I think the message was well conveyed at least. Yeah, that's fun.
But yeah, that would do it for me. I'm gonna leave early because I have an event. That's
Yep,
cool,
have
but
fun.
Put your
I'll-
stuff real quick.
Where
Wait,
can we
what?
find you, Edgar? Where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at EDGORTEG. What am I doing? Oh, I'm I'm writing a piece on Guillermo del Toro's Crimson Peak, just because
Nice,
you know
nice.
I felt like doing so, and they have like a little Guillermo del Toro months leading up to Pinocchio, so I was like, might as well write something about it, and so far so good. I rewatched the first half of the movie last night, and I'm liking it more than I originally did last. So yeah, you can keep an eye on that, and that's it for me. I'll
Nice.
catch the rest of the stream later, and Josh, take it away.
Awesome.
Yeah, speaking of Crimson Peak, I actually watched that for the first time also.
Oh, I've never seen Crimson Peak.
I haven't either. It's like my big blind spot on Del Toro's filmography.
It's
Yeah.
not it's very solid, is what I'll say. It's Del Toro doing gothic romance. How can you not like that?
Yeah.
Is it better than Nightmare Alley?
No. I love Nightmare Alley.
I did not like Nightmare Alley. I was bored.
Yeah, I don't know why you hate that. I
Bored.
love that movie.
It's boring.
Is it better than
Oh.
Pacific Rim?
Haven't seen it.
We're constantly in the apocalypse. Have you not seen Pacific Rim? Holy shit. What about Pacific Rim Uprising? Not the Del Toro, but still not great.
But yeah, Tom Hiddleston's great. Jessica Chastain is fantastic in this movie.
Ooh.
And the cinematography is really good. Good vibey Del Toro movie.
Yeah. I felt like watching the trailer, like the atmosphere and the setting was really cool. It just never really grabbed me. So I never went back to watch it.
I have one
Yeah,
movie for November that I watched. I watched pretty recently. I'm really sad I just missed Edgar because I know he's seen it and I know you've seen it, Josh. I don't know about you, but I blind bought this movie Watcher.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I've seen Watch It too.
Dude, it's so good.
Watching is
Like
so good.
tense.
It's
Micah-
so good.
Dude, Micah Monroe's incredible. Like
I was
I've
just
been a
rewatching
huge
it the other day.
I have been a huge fan of her since The Guest. Like I don't know if you guys have seen The Guest, but
The guess is
It's
very
solid,
solid.
dude,
Yeah.
she's so good. And I don't know how she's not like up there with like the new greats of like horror movies and like tense films. Like she's just so phenomenal. And yeah, I really liked that movie a lot. Like when I watched it, I just randomly saw it at the store. I was like, oh yeah, I want to watch that one.
The direction from Chloe Otono is really solid, especially for
Oh,
a
yeah.
debut.
Mm-hmm.
Great direction. That's very like mysterious. It's dark where it's like you don't know. Yeah, you feel like in the mind or in the situation of like Micah Monroe's character where it's like, is she telling the truth? What's really going on here? Some shots linger longer than than normal, and you're like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's such a great like modern take, like horror take on
Yes.
Rear Window.
Oh yeah.
I
like,
agree.
that's
Yeah,
good.
it's like
Yeah.
the psychological dizziness going on there.
Mhm.
And
That ending is
ending is
So good.
so
the ending really nails it because the whole
Mhm.
movie
Yeah.
you're like, okay, this is a solid thriller. A solid thriller is doing all the
Mhm.
right thriller beats where certain side characters are like, you're going crazy or something like that. But
gaslighting galore.
gaslighting, but good character,
Mhm.
good and believable character relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even the main character isn't like all perfect. She does some weird
Mhm.
stuff towards the end. But oh my gosh, that ending seals the deal for me. I remember being in theater just like I was the only one in the theater that saw this too. I was like me by myself.
I saw this at Sundance
It was
at the
great.
beginning of the year.
Oh,
And,
nice.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, it was at
really
Sundance.
good.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen so
Yeah.
much like mixed reception like on Letterboxd for it, and I was like
Wow.
really
Yeah.
like just like
It's
I
really
don't know.
solid.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then
Vern
did you guys?
Gorman as
Oh,
the
yeah.
main villain,
Mhm.
and I want to say like this score from Nathan Halpern
Mhm.
as like it stayed with me. Like that's one of my favorites of the year so
Yeah.
far.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're right, Christian. I think earlier in the year during Sundance, I was
It didn't get the best
impressed-
reception. Yeah.
It didn't get the best reception. I think that's why I skipped out on it because, like,
I loved it,
Sundance,
though.
it was like $15 a movie. I'm like,
Mhm.
I'll wait to see it. And then it finally came to my indie theater. I paid $8 to see it. I'm like, okay, I'll see how it is. And it's a good, well constructed
So
thriller.
good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just like how I said, Tar is a great character study masterclass. I think this is like, hey, what's a
That-
good thriller? This is a
This
good thriller.
yeah, this and the outfit are like the two biggest like
dude.
surprise
Yes.
thrillers of the year.
Outfit is so good.
Outfit
as well.
slaps.
So good.
Mhm.
Yeah, Mark
Another
Ryan,
incredible score too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
For sure.
Joey Deutsch, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope people, if you're watching this, watch The Watcher.
Do it.
I
Mhm.
don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but it should
It's on
be, like,
Shudder.
Yeah, it's on
on
Shudder.
Shudder. Great.
Mhm.
Yeah, Watcher
And-
is fantastic.
And then yeah, did you guys see Wendell and Wild?
Yes,
I
saw
haven't
it.
yet. How is it?
Oh, it's so good.
I think it's very solid. I think it
Mhm.
like a bit overstuffed with what it's trying
Yeah.
to do. Introduces
Mhm.
a lot that it doesn't really like
Mhm.
concisely like put together at the end. But it's Henry Selick and Jordan Peele. Like what
Mhm.
more can you ask for? It's really good. Stop motion. Like, it's beautifully animated, of course.
Yeah, it's really nice to just have Henry Selick back after so
Yeah.
long. And I hope like he gets like more after this to like do like it's just I really enjoyed it.
Okay, yeah, it's on my list. I've been meaning to
Mhm.
watch it. I love animation, and
Mhm.
stop motion animation is very rare these days.
Mhm.
It's great that we get Pinocchio and this.
He and Peele are great
out
in
this
it.
one.
They are so good in it. Yeah.
The lead, Lyric Ross, I think is the lead
Mhm.
actress. She's fantastic too.
Mm-hmm. And then yeah,
Great movie.
I just have to throw it out like because I actually have to leave here shortly. But
Yeah.
I did see Wakanda Forever last night,
Yeah.
and I was
Early thoughts.
I was bawling my eyes out by the
Oh
end of
no!
it.
I'm gonna be a puddle. I'm gonna be a
Yeah,
puddle. Oh,
It is. I do not understand like all of the like people who like. I don't want to like diss Soups on a stream, but like I don't understand the people who say
Please
it's
do.
not as good as the first.
Please do
movie.
it. Yeah.
But it's
Just
I've
hard.
done it several times.
It's
Mhm.
hard because for me, the first movie is my favorite MCU movie next to
Mhm.
Civil War. Like Civil
And,
War,
like,
Black Panther,
it's-
my favorite.
It's like as good, and like you can tell just like Ryan Coogler and everyone involved, despite your feelings on like the actors, like their beliefs and stuff, but you can tell everyone involved like wanted this to be like
Mhm.
a
That's awesome.
perfect send off for Chadwick Boseman for that character T'Challa and stuff. And it is like the effects are beautiful, like the score is phenomenal, and then just like the ending, like the final shot is just so like meaningful. And I
Very excited.
really loved it. I'm seeing it again later, and
Seeing
I just-
tomorrow. Yeah.
it might be one of my favorite MCU movies like going forward. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, Namor's incredible in it. Like I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's
So what you're saying is it's worse than Love and Thunder.
as someone who has Love and Thunder at the like I think it's in my like bottom 4 of the MCU.
Oh wow!
It is leagues better. Like it feels a lot more like I really love the first Black Panther, but to me this one
Mhm.
feels a lot more like Ryan Coogler on Creed. Like he feels a
Oh,
lot more in his
jeez.
lot
Wow.
more in his element. Like
Wow.
yeah, there's just like one subplot that is like so unnecessary and does not need to be there, and you could tell like Kevin Feige like saw the movie and was like, what if you throw this one in? What if you put this here? And
Feige loves his world building. Just gotta throw
Exactly.
it
No,
in
yeah,
there.
it's literally like it's just a world building for a
Oh,
future
boy.
project that is just
Is it
does-
Ironheart?
No, it's not actually. Ironheart's
Oh, okay.
really, really great.
There's something else. I'm now very curious.
Yeah, there's something
Yeah.
else. There's something else like a character that shows up that is just like
Interesting.
I don't know, but
Martin
yeah.
Freeman goes to school again.
No, no, but yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Before you go, I do want to talk about one film I watched for the first time because I know you've seen it.
Yes,
House.
House, dude,
House.
Just called
masterpiece.
House?
This movie. It's from
Yeah.
1977. It's
Oh.
a Japanese horror film.
Mhm.
It is one of the most bonkers films I've ever seen. It is the visuals in this movie are insane. It's like someone used Photoshop before Photoshop existed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, like it's unreal. It's so
it
good.
is. The score
the
is
score
so
is incredible.
Incredible. Like it is like it's
So
just
memorable.
like you should just go in blind and watch it. It's on the Criterion Collection. It is just one of those bonkers movies you will ever see.
Yeah.
I see it's on HBO Max.
I
too.
always go back. It's on HBO. I always go back to I think of the piano, like the whole thing.
That so good. It comes in like
Mhm.
it's so funny. It's
Yeah,
That
it
movie's
is.
insane.
Yeah, it's my favorite. Like if I had to pick like a horror comedy, like in a way, it's like
Yeah,
it's up there. It's so memorable.
and like gets emotional towards the end too.
It does. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
hmm
Wow. You have to check it out.
It's a horror movie that has a whole kung fu sequence like kind of thrown in like at,
Yeah.
a bit at the end. It's so good.
Nice. I'll
Mhm.
check it out. I gotta get better at my Japanese cinema. I watch a lot of anime, but just I don't really watch a lot of Japanese cinema.
yeah.
Oh wow.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
really
good
cool.
ones out there.
Nice.
Then you have to go right now, or
Yeah, I do actually have to head
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
no worries. Plug yourself real quick
Oh.
before you go.
Okay. Yeah, you can find me. I do TikTok mostly nowadays. You can find me at that Blu-ray guy. I like buying movies. My wallet hurts a lot of the time. But yeah, no. And you can also find me on Twitter with the same @. Yeah, thank you for having me on. here,
Christian's
guys.
awesome. Go
Yeah.
check him out.
Thank you.
All right. See you.
All right. Yeah. See you
Good
guys.
time. Yeah.
See you later, man.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you want to transfer to? Like
We can close this out.
transition
And
to?
I've seen Rosaline. We didn't talk about that.
Rosaline, I saw it a few days ago.
Rosaline. I thought it was really fun.
It's all right.
Really fun. Great
It's
twist on
here's
Romeo
my
and
Letterboxd
Juliet.
review.
Oh sure.
Caitlin Dever carrying this film like an ant carries a piece of bread 10 times its size.
Dang.
Like she's so good that
She's
the rest
really
of the
good.
movie is like, she carries this movie.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
also-
she carries it, but I also like Isabella Mercado as
Yeah.
her
Juliet.
like her foil, Juliet, in a way. Everybody has a good arc in this movie. It's very simple, but I think the romance is solid. It's very funny and witty. A lot of the witty dialogue is great. Doesn't take itself too seriously. I just had a good smile on my face the entire time. You're right. It's not super really special. Doesn't do anything super different.
Yeah, it's fun.
But it's fun. I think I liked it a bit better than the other October Caitlin Dever movie, Ticket to Paradise.
Did you watch it?
I did see that in theaters. I gotta see everything Caitlin Dever is in.
I want to
have
watch
to.
it. Yeah, because Billy
Um,
Lord's also in it.
Billy Lord's great. Clooney and Julia
Roberts.
Julia Roberts, fantastic chemistry. Very funny. It's a very funny film. It's just like it's not super. I don't know. It doesn't do anything different with the rom-com stuff. It's just very choreographed. You can see the things coming. You can see the arguments coming. Very predictable. But the cast is having a great time. You could tell the movie's not anything super special. Again, I think I give it a 3 out of 5. I might like Rosaline more because it just did something different and funny. And yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah.
Ticket to Paradise.
I watched Mother.
Oh, pause.
Very
Give me a
yeah.
second.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Just me. Mother, this movie. Jennifer
Keep talking for a
Lawrence-
second. I gotta talk to my brother real quick.
No worries. Mother, starring Jennifer Lawrence. This movie is wacko. Darren Aronofsky going off. It doesn't really vibe with me as much, but she's great. Javier Bardem, wonderful in this movie, fantastic. It's trying to. This is hard. Yeah. A Ghost Story I also watched. David Lowery. He does not miss. Great movie. Very very beautiful and serene in what it's trying to do. And I watched it going into the 2010s horror because I originally thought it was a horror movie. I know, Noah, this is so hard. Noah, do you want to come on and talk to me for a bit? All right, yeah, Ghost Story. Rooney Mara. There's a scene of her just eating pie for like 5 minutes, and it's cinema, absolute cinema. What else did I watch?
Sorry about that, bro.
You're back? Yeah, you're good.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, are you back? You're good.
I'm good. Yeah.
All right. So I was talking about a movie called A Ghost Story, directed by David Lowery.
Oh wow. Rooney Mara, right?
Rooney Mara. This movie is fantastic.
I heard the hype for this, but I heard she's like eating pie during the scene.
There's a scene that goes on for like 5 minutes plus of just her eating pie, and it's like some of the best acting I've seen. It's like one of the slowest movies I've seen, but it's very beautiful and very methodical.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I really want to watch it because I love Rooney Mara and I like David Lowery. I'm not as enraptured with David as most people are. I haven't seen a lot of his work besides Green Knight, which I thought was pretty great.
It's very transcendental. Wait, is that transcendent? Transcendent. Yeah, is that a word?
Sure. Yeah, it definitely is.
The cinematography is absolutely gorgeous.
Okay.
And it's really solid. I thought it was a horror movie, which is why I watched it because of
added to the list probably.
Horror, but it's more like sci-fi indie drama. But it's really good.
Okay. Yeah. I remember people were like buzzing about this movie when it came out.
Yeah.
Let me see what else I watched real quick. We talked about Rosaline. Going back to what I was talking about earlier, I think Rosaline and Ticket to Paradise, two very good vehicles for Caitlin Dever. I think she's just on another level. She's definitely one of the best up and coming actresses. Yeah. I'm always interested to see what she's doing next. Good stuff from her. Hey, what's up, Arjun? For our horror commentary we did October, we watched Paranormal Activity for the first time, for me at least. Have you ever seen it before?
Never.
I think, this is my first time as well, and blew me away. It's a very only like 89 minutes found footage done super, super well.
I've always heard mixed things about those movies.
Yeah, me too. I've heard mixed things about the later ones, but this first one, pretty dang clever. Yeah, okay. There's a relationship about two characters, and
yes, we agree.
Yes, please. She's the best. These two characters who are just like playing themselves, basically, I hear like they're not really real actors, which made the relationship very believable. And yeah, he's recording her because she's having trouble sleeping, and chaos ensues basically.
Yeah.
And it was just very cool to see the horror progress and get progressively more terrifying, mysterious, creepy as it goes on, and the ending is frightening as hell.
Yeah.
I love the first one. We're gonna be watching the second one later this month.
Nice.
What else do we have here?
Just throw out a few. Corpse Bride, I watched for the first time.
I've never seen Corpse Bride.
It's good. The designs are fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Always wanted to watch it. Yeah.
Tim Burton, yeah. Werewolf by Night came out, which
we watched that.
I loved Werewolf by Night. I think it's a really unique, fresh, like homage to the classic Universal horror movies, but like with Marvel vibes. And Michael Giacchino, man, he's so talented.
So talented. I agree. I think Michael Giacchino kills it as a composer, and he did a surprisingly great turn as a director. Some of the shots here, of course, are trying to like be homages to a lot of the horrifying sequences of the 1970s. But I think he does something super unique here within the MCU, at least, in terms of like how he directed certain scenes, letting the shots linger, letting the audience look at the shadows and the way the shadows worked, the way the color grading worked. It was just very cool, very tight direction from Michael Giacchino. It's one of the more like noticeable direction, which you don't really see a lot in the MCU. I mean, we've seen it mostly in Phase 4.
This one has vision.
But this one has vision. It's very good.
That one shot in the hallway. Oh man, so
great stuff. And again, most of it was just homages, but he does his own Giacchino touch to it, which makes it very cool. It was more lighthearted than I thought it would be with the relationship between Man-Thing and our main character. But they were great. What's his name? Oh, Gael Garcia Bernal.
Yeah,
fantastic. He's really good. I hope to see him later on in the future of the MCU. Man-Thing designs in general, very good. Costume design was really cool. Production design was very cool. Only a very small set. There's like a garden outside.
Laura Donnelly as Elsa.
Oh yeah,
is great too.
Laura Donnelly was fantastic. I loved her. Very badass. Great arc. Yeah, it was very cool to have people have established very good, solid arcs within only 55 minutes.
Yeah,
everything felt very believable. Totally worked. Fun time. It didn't blow me away like emotionally. It wasn't like the most impactful movie, or special, but it left an impression in terms of, again, the direction, the score, just the visual style in general is very appealing.
The fact it's like something wholly unique to the MCU.
Exactly, and I hope the MCU continues to do that. Juggle different genres in these small specials. The MCU, of course, is known for its comedy and its action, but a little bit of good horror even here, even though it is still amongst a goofy setting and it's not super horrifying. The horror that it does do is really good, and horror encompasses a lot of different things. And I think Werewolf by Night was just a very good time. And again, I hope future specials can dive into more of a dark thriller kind of thing that we don't do. Like, take yourself seriously. This was a serious horror, like old school horror kind of movie, and I loved that. Great. It
has a camp too, very campy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it had that horror camp to it. We're not like, there's not a lot of jump scares, but it's just like very good horror camp. And Giacchino knew the assignment, and he did it super well. Again.
Speaking of like classic horror, I guess I watched Alien for the first time, which is crazy.
Finally, welcome to the club.
And I dget it. It's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
The last act is incredible.
The alarms are ringing. The blood's pumping. Alien. It's just such a singular figure, right? It's just one monster, and it's just so terrifying and frightening.
It's so well done.
So well lit, so well directed by Ridley Scott. The way he directs the tension, the terror.
Sigourney Weaver is phenomenal.
Sigourney Weaver is great, and it gets builds. It builds insanely well from just the discovery, the inciting incident, and then just the action is just like, wow. It's like slow burn. Fantastic action towards the last act and second act, and just the world building is so cool. Just the sci-fi slowness, the stillness of it at times. Man, Alien is so good. I always juggle between that and Aliens as my favorite. I never know.
I'm gonna watch the rest soon,
depending on the day. What else did I watch? Oh, I watched an anime, a TV series called Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite anime I've seen all year. I've seen a lot of anime this year. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is really good. Really diving into the city as a character feel to it.
Did you play the game?
I haven't. I bought the game. I never sold it back. I've kept it. So I might
see like the city and like the lore behind it is really fascinating. So like, I'm sure the anime is really good.
Exactly, because they really encapsulate that. They make the city a character. They make the city have just a detrimental, at times beautiful, at times detrimental effect on the character, where people's dreams, their lives, their hopes are based in such a awful city where you have to do whatever you have to do to survive, and has that affect your psyche and what you're willing to do to not only save your dreams, but the dreams of others who are willing to escape the city, and the people that are profiting off of the awfulness, the horror of the city. But beneath the horror, beneath the darkness, there's a good, beautiful relationship at the core of this series between Lucy and David that is just so enticing, so incredible to watch throughout all 10 episodes. I think there's 10 episodes. And it's just such a great series. The action, of course, this is done by, Studio Trigger.
Is it?
Okay. For a lot of the casuals out there, like if you watch Star Wars Visions, Trigger did like the bombastic stuff. They're known for that stuff, but they didn't tone it down because there's some bloody, crazy, wild stuff going on here. But the character work here is so good.
Yeah.
I heard the dub is really good. I watched this sub, but again, I really can't emphasize how good Cyberpunk Edge Runners is. Definitely the best anime project that Netflix has ever done, next to like Castlevania or Arcane. It's in that league. Definitely not as good as Arcane. Arcane is amazing.
I really need to watch Arcane.
It's just it's sick.
I need to watch
Best
it.
show of 2021. We both watched Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up right now. Yeah.
Another great animation project from Lucasfilm Animation. Lucasfilm Animation, all hits, no misses, and this is no different. Tales of the Jedi, 6 very good episodes about Ahsoka and Dooku, how their relationships with the Force and with the Jedi and their own arcs are encapsulated in 3 different episodes and how they're connected as well.
At first, the Ahsoka episode is still like one of my favorite Star Wars.
So good. You were there, right, at the celebration?
Yeah, we saw that celebration. Yeah,
it was such a special experience there, and I didn't rewatch it, the first one, because I wanted to watch them all in a day or whatever.
Yeah,
but I need to go back and watch that first episode because it was really special. It was really good, and
then the Dooku,
the Dooku stuff, episodes 2, 3, and 4 are stellar,
and like. More so than the Ahsoka art, the Ahsoka episodes. It's one like arc that goes through the 3 episodes.
It's one big story. You can see Dooku's mind state with the Jedi, with the Force, with himself progress throughout each of the episodes. His relationship to Qui-Gon Jinn and how that affects like his goals moving forward. Mm-hmm. It just makes you ask so many like, what if this happened questions after watching it. Because you're like, man, Dooku is such a relatable figure. And I already loved Dooku prior to this. Of course, I love him in the comics and the books and the Clone Wars. But he's given a lot of depth here in the span of like, what, 45 minutes all come together?
Yeah, probably 30, 45.
30, 45 minutes.
Time, but I'd fully realized.
Not much time, but very impactful. The writing from Filoni here, just great stuff. And episode 4, of course, is a big one. And it was just a great writing. The
Yaddle was great.
She was amazing.
That last Ahsoka episode is really special too.
I liked it too. Yeah. I liked it too.
Kevin Tyner, fucking bringing it.
Never misses. Kevin Tyner is great.
Speaking of anthology TV, Cabinet of Curiosities. Yeah, I've watched it.
I have not watched it. What are your thoughts? Early thoughts?
So I've seen the first 2 and the last 2.
Okay.
The first 2 are.
Oh wait, you skipped. Oh, okay. I guess because anthology doesn't matter.
It's anthology. Also, I've heard the later half is a lot better.
Okay.
I watched the first 2. Wasn't really vibing with it as much. I think they're called Lot 36 and Graveyard Rats. I mean, they're solid, but it's not as memorable.
Okay.
So I heard like the last 2 were great. So I stepped to the last one, The Murmuring by Jennifer Kent, the director of The Babadook. And this one is so effective. It is really emotional. It's very very character driven. Essie Davis and Andrew Lincoln are the 2 mains in it, and they're fantastic.
Okay, really cool. Yeah. I've heard, just come for like the different directors going to their different horror visions.
Yeah,
that's what makes it very exciting.
It's a very this one specifically is a very good ghost story.
Okay,
it's very Flanagan-esque kind of.
I like that.
Then
what's it called again?
The Murmuring.
Murmuring. Okay.
It's about these 2 bird watchers that have past trauma and are trying to work through it, and it's affected their marriage, and they go to the house to see the murmuring effect from when birds do the shimmering and stuff. I don't know. And they're seeing the relationship progress and change, and it's just really well done.
Okay.
Then the other one I watched was The Viewing from Panos Cosmatos, the director of Mandy. That was crazy.
I heard that was crazy. Yeah, still haven't seen it.
It's a very good sci-fi neon synth horror short episode.
That's
and
dope.
The cast is really fun.
That's cool. So very much like Mandy.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool. He definitely has a style. Then I'm very intrigued. I would definitely probably watch that before I watch the Midnight Club.
And I also have been watching Midnight Club. I watched the first 3 episodes. I'm afraid to say it's not doing it for me. As the big Mike Flanagan fan I am, it's not. This one I'm not vibing with.
Would you say it's a mid nightclub?
It is midnight, Philip. I don't
Oh
know.
no.
I want to give it a shot because I also like this month has been so packed.
So
and
stacked. I'm missing
It's
so many
like
movies
I
still.
started watching it, but I can't really give it that time that I want to. So
Mhm.
like, hopefully, I want to give it a shot again. Give it another chance.
I'm missing. Let me see if I have any movies from October that I missed. Yeah, 17 till Decision to Leave. I still have.
Decision to Leave. I saw. Let me
You
talk about
saw
that.
it? Yes.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, you did see it.
It
Tell me
is.
about cinema that I've been wanting to see if it comes to Cincinnati. Damn it.
It is one of the best love stories of the decade.
Oh,
so
you're
far.
killing me. Oh, don't say
It
that.
is
Oh,
magical.
I need to see
magical.
this. Oh no.
The filmmaking is off the charts. Like cinematography and blocking are insane. Like Park Chan-wook
gosh.
is a master, and this is the only my first Park Chan-wook movie, so I'm so excited to watch the older stuff like Handmaiden and Old Boy.
Yeah, last summer, 2 summers ago, I finally watched. I rewatched Old Boy because I love Old Boy, but I finally watched Lady. What's the first one? It's like Lady to Kill, something like that. And then there's a third one. There's like a first one, and then there's Old Boy, then there's a third one.
Handmaiden, right?
No, it's
Is
like
that
it's
separate from it?
it's separate. It's like the Handmaiden came later. It's like the Vengeance trilogy.
Oh right, yeah.
Sympathy with Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, and then Lady Vengeance. Old
Okay.
Boy, of course, very much a vengeance movie, but Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance and Lady Vengeance are more so like violent vengeance
Yeah.
movies. And Sympathy is pretty slow, but Lady Vengeance also pretty slow, but thematically rich in terms of the ideas of vengeance and how far people are willing to go.
Yeah.
And I love those three movies dearly. And I've been dying to see this one.
Yeah,
As soon as you
this
told me
movie is
like
so
Decision to
good.
Leave is a mystery, bingo. Thriller, bingo. Love story, bingo. I'm like, with Park Chan-wook, I'm
This
like,
movie's made for you, Evan.
give it to me. I need it. I might have to go the unfortunate pirate route for it.
Oh man,
Sniff, sniff.
this movie like I would wait at least a bit longer because like you need
I'll
to see
keep
it in
on waiting.
theater.
I'll wait till December.
Yeah.
December. If it doesn't come throughout all of November and it came out
It's in my
October
AMC. That's so
14th,
weird.
that's so weird. I looked it up. I'm like trying to dig for where can you discover theater rollouts. I don't know what website people have where you can discover rollouts.
The numbers is what I
for
use
num-
usually.
I've been trying. I'm like,
Oh, for like specific theater
for
rollouts?
specific
I don't know.
movies. Like Decision to Leave, it says like 50 theaters still in America. I'm like,
Really?
I think so.
Mm,
Once it hits 100, it definitely has to pass through Cincinnati or Ohio in general.
yeah.
100 is usually where I can find.
Hopefully
see
soon.
movies. But I'm like, I need to see this. I love Park Chan-wook.
It has like the editing is
I hear the editing's so good.
it's some of the best. If Everything Everywhere didn't exist, this would be like the front runner.
Wow.
Or at least my
Man.
front runner. Like it's so
I mean,
good.
I even think Everything Everywhere isn't going to win, even though I want it to win.
I think it will. We'll
You
talk
think
about it
so?
tomorrow.
We'll talk about it
but-
tomorrow.
but
I
yeah.
hope it does.
I think it hasn't bad.
Actually, yeah, I think I'm right. I'm wrong. I think I'm
It's that or
thinking
Top
something
Gun,
else.
but I think it has it.
Top Gun is good at it. Man, I really want Decision to Leave in there. But yeah, I think that's it for my October.
Yeah.
I don't have
I
anything
have a
else.
few more.
Okay, yeah, let's read
watch
them out.
Psycho for the first time.
Psycho, really good.
Really solid. Really, yeah, it's as good as people say. I don't really have much more to say about it.
Yeah, hard to add to like the classic horror talk
Yeah.
of it all, but yeah, it's really good. Does what it does really
I
well.
watched Kiki's Delivery Service. Did a rewatch for that.
Oh, rewatch. Okay, I thought it was your first time.
No.
Kiki is it's one of the movies that makes you just feel good.
I originally gave it 4 stars when I first watched it, but like I always think about that movie, so I bumped it up to 5. Like,
It's
so
five. It's a
good.
5-star. I'll always go back to watching the Ghibli movie marathon I did a couple years back. Kiki is just one of those movies I'm watching it like it's special. It's very one of the most relatable
Yeah,
adolescent
definitely.
films out there, animation or otherwise. It's just everybody can relate to the idea of working too hard, sacrificing your health to work too hard, but then having the family and the friend, the connections to boost your spirits up and just have a good time, live your life, celebrate the people that are around you. I'm getting emotional just thinking about Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah,
It's just such a beautiful movie too.
It's
The
so
set
beautiful.
is I mean, the setting is gorgeous.
Animation stunning.
Animation stunning. The flight
Miyazaki
sequences
is like
Miyazaki's
of
just
all time. Like,
Ghibli Miyazaki. You can't
he's
beat it.
so undefeated.
Undefeated.
I also watched Spirited Away again.
Oh,
It's
that score.
so
Oh,
good. Ugh.
the opening score. I think it's called One Summer Night's Day or One Summer
Yeah,
Night.
just
It's
the world building this man does is like unreal.
It's beautiful, and
So good.
Spirited Away is one of those movies that's dark too, terrifying at times, but also very touching and warm. And I love Spirited Away so much. The score does wonders for that movie too. And
Yeah,
you're like, the
it's
world
so
building
good.
is just so cool.
Joe, I think his name is Joe Hisaishi. Is the
Joe
composer.
Hisaishi, yes, very good.
He's one
yeah.
of my favorites. He's so good.
Oh, top 5 composer for me.
Wind Riser's theme.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's definitely my top 5 all-time composers.
Yeah, me too.
I think 3 of my top 5 composers are all anime
Oh, yeah.
composers. It's just they hit different. Hans Zimmer.
I
and
also
John Williams.
rewatched French Dispatch. I was like,
Never seen it before. Yeah.
have you seen it?
No.
No.
Uh,
Do you like Wes Anderson movies?
Nah. I mean,
No.
I don't dislike them. I just haven't really dived into Wes Anderson.
You should, because I really love them. And,
I think
like,
the
this
only
movie.
one I watched was that one dog movie. What was it called?
That's the only one you've seen.
That's the only one I've seen. Yeah.
Wow,
I need to watch
Evan.
more. And what's the
You
one that people
watch
love? The
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Grand Budapest Hotel. I need to watch that one.
And this are my two favorites.
Okay, Budapest Hotel and what's the one we're
French
talking about?
Dispatch.
French Dispatch.
And
Okay.
Fantastic Mr. Fox. It's also stop motion.
I've always heard great things about that one.
You need
too.
you need to watch. You need to sit down for like 1 month.
I do.
One not busy month and just watch them.
So yeah, Christmas break probably summertime. We'll see.
Yeah, I did that. Then we talked about Rosaline. I have a few movies that came out that I want to talk about from this past weekend because
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sure the next episodes will be so busy and
Oh yeah,
so
I can
stacked.
add some November stuff too as well. We were
Yeah.
talking about Banshees and Triangle. What else were you gonna say?
I watched Weird, the Ali Yankovic story.
Oh yeah, how was that?
The little Roku original. Daniel Radcliffe is amazing as Ali Yankovic. It's a fun movie. Solid 4 stars.
Nice.
It's really fun.
Yeah, I never.
And-
I mean, I have no interest in that movie, but I heard it's really good.
Yeah. If you like Weird Al, you'll like it. I watched this little movie that came out. It premiered at Tribeca, but it was only in person, so I didn't watch it then. But it's been on my list ever since. It's called Next Exit.
Next
It's
episode.
directed by Mally Elfman, the daughter of Danny Elfman.
Is this a thriller?
It's like a sci-fi horror thriller, like road trip dramedy. Like it tackles a lot of genres and it balances them really well.
Okay, yeah, I've heard good things about it. Where did you find
It's
this?
like
at?
the premise is like it's Karen Gillan plays as like professor who she's like a smaller role, but she's a professor who finds a way to like prove that ghosts are real. So a lot of people are killing themselves and want to like
Jeez.
go into the afterlife. And so it centers on these two characters, Katie Parker and Rahul Tully are the actors from Flanagan fame.
Okay.
And it's they're like them have to meet and share a car to go to this like professor's place to get the procedure done. It's like a road trip movie. We see them form a relationship, and like it's some of the best performances of the year, I think. Really,
Where did you
good.
find this at? Is it still streaming? Is it streaming somewhere?
It's on VOD. Is rented
Okay,
it.
it's on VOD. Okay. $5.99
really
VOD
good,
or
though.
just $19.99?
It was like $7, but still.
$7. Okay, yeah, that's good. Might
But yeah,
catch it.
it's I think it suffers from cliches like in the third act, but it's a really fresh concept and it's executed really well, and it really concludes well. It's like a somber, charming story. I really loved it.
Yeah,
I recommend it.
I'll add it to my list.
Then speaking of somber, I watched Causeway.
Oh, dang
Jennifer
it! I haven't
Lawrence,
seen Causeway
Brian
yet.
Tyree Henry. I loved this movie.
Wow.
It's been getting like some mixed reception, but I think it's really strong. It's like a little story, but has very big character work. It's like it's very understated, but that's what I loved about it. It doesn't
Okay.
doesn't ham fist like the emotion down her throat, I guess.
Hmm.
It's like it focuses on like the smaller moments, the intimacy that these two characters share. It's basically Jennifer Lawrence is like a war veteran who's just recovering from like a big traumatic injury. She's coming home and like need to find work, figuring herself out. She is like insistent on going back to the military. Then she meets Brian Tyree Henry, who's a mechanic, who's also like their bond is formed out of trauma. I won't spoil like what happens to his character, but it's
I'm
really good.
very curious to watch this one. I love Jennifer Lawrence. I love
She's
Brian
incredible.
Tyree Henry. Just them together, connection. It felt very not romantic, but just very. I love movies about just people with just
Great
a very
chemistry,
close connection, good chemistry. Yeah, so I might want to watch this one.
Brian Tyree Henry is like one of the best actors we have right now. He is just crushing in everything he does.
No matter what it is, he was even in fucking Godzilla King of the Monsters. And he was
good in that.
crazy and goofy, but I liked it. He was doing what he was doing right. And it was
I think
fun.
his best so far is Beale Street. Like he has that small role in If Beale Street Could Talk, but
you think Beale Street is the best.
that performance just lingers throughout the rest of the movie. It's so
Yeah.
good.
So
And
good.
here is incredible as well. He should be getting Oscar knobs and stuff, but probably won't.
Man.
But yeah, that's basically it for me. Banshees was great. Oh yeah, I saw the Selena Gomez documentary. That's also on Apple Plus.
Oh wow,
It's good, solid.
nice. I'm not a huge Selena music fan.
Yeah,
But, is this about her or her music?
it's about her. Like it's more fresh and different than like most of those like pop star documentaries where
Yeah,
it focuses on her like mental illness and her like medical problems and her trying to work through that over the years. It's really
that's
good.
nice. Beautiful. Okay.
That's basically it for me though.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I saw last one for me. I saw Enola Holmes 2. I had a fucking blast with this movie. I think it's better than the first one. I think the character work is better. I'm just having so much fun watching Millie Bobby Brown in easily her best role. I think this is definitely. I mean,
Really?
Stranger Things is. It's hard to say easily. I take it back because Stranger Things, she's killing as 11. She's always good, but I've seen her in 4 seasons now. I just know she's good as 11.
It's just a different type of role. Is that
this
what
one?
it
Just
is?
different type. It's very fun. Fourth wall breaking. She's talking to the audience, of course. If you've seen the first one, it's just always so much fun. It's so fun to track what the mysteries going on.
Yeah.
This one's very predictable but fun. I love the chemistry with her and Henry Cavill. It's very exciting. There's some good romance in there. It's goofy. It's fun. I'm just having a blast. Similar to like Knives Out, I can definitely watch her as Enola Holmes just do different mysteries and different movies forever. Like give me 5 of these movies. It's just always fun. And again, great meta commentary on like women's rights and rights of the workforce for children back then. It's good for historical context, but also still relevant and important now in terms of like women's rights and their stance on society or their position in society. I just had a fun time with this movie. Great time.
I missed the first one when it came out, so I might do a little double feature soon.
Yeah, you'll have a fun double feature. You'll be like, oh, this is a really fun time. And Henry Cavill is really funny and fun as Sherlock. It's just, I love those two together. They're great. So yeah, I had a good time with Enola Holmes too. If you see it on Netflix, check it out. But that's about it for me. Andor continues.
I was gonna say Andor, yeah.
That show.
We'll probably do like a full like podcast about it.
Yeah.
But
because this went longer than I thought. But like, I want to talk about Andor with you guys. I know Sean definitely wants to do an Andor episode. I think now, we have to because that's why I was late today. I was watching Andor. My brother had to leave. Andor is just next
today's
level.
episode.
This latest episode. I haven't put out my tweet yet because I had to jump from the TV to here. But
it's insane.
First thoughts from me.
Insane.
Fucking A. This episode blew me away. There's a moment, no spoilers for episode 10, but there's a moment at the end with Stellan Skarsgård. I immediately saw Josh's tweet about it. I'm like,
he went off.
I'm like halfway through, my brother and I are like, yo, he's still spitting. He's spitting. This shit is fire. Like it's one of the most not one of, it's the best monologue in Star Wars history. Maybe
It's up there. Like
I mean,
the writing is fucking
what other
insane.
time does a character have just a killer monologue? I can't even think of a time where the character just talking for like 5 minutes about sacrifice. It was
It's like the writing is on like off the charts in that monologue. And Andy Serkis is giving one of the best performances in Star Wars. Like, come on.
Andy
Again,
Serkis,
for the second
Stellan.
time.
Exactly. Oh my god.
It's unreal.
An amazing speech concluded by an amazing monologue. In between, there's an incredible sequence of events in the prison. It's just, oh my god, Andor is firing on all cylinders. It's thematically rich. It's riveting as hell from the dialogue, from the action. The
And let me just
tension.
say, Nicholas fucking Bertel.
Today's episode
score
2
is insane.
Fuck! I'm going to be listening to the score to the end of time.
Yeah.
Once the
it's so
full
good.
score comes out.
We
I'm almost out
gotta
of
do
breath
like a full
because
wrap up after the season.
Andor
But,
blew me away today.
okay.
I'm like, they can't
That-
keep getting away with this,
episode
Josh.
10 is
They can't keep
episode
getting
10
away
is on another level. It's insane.
It's on another level. It's next level. One way out, bitch.
One way out.
Oh my god. I mean, this show has me. I haven't felt this way since like a Game of Thrones or House of Dragon. I'm standing up. I'm like, let's go. Like I'm in them. I'm with them. I'm rooting for them. Man.
And the
this show-
Eye episode 2. Oh,
The Eye is tearjerker too. Man, this episode,
Yeah.
everything counts in this episode, in this series. Every scene, every word, every dialogue, everything about this series is just, it matters. God, this is television.
one more thing before we end it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched it yet, but White Lotus season 2, the first 2 episodes that premiered.
White Lotus is so good this season.
So good.
So good.
I thought season 1 was solid.
I thought it was solid
I don't
too.
like the ending.
I didn't love the ending. I love parts of the
Yeah.
ending. I didn't love everything about the ending. Just I remember treating it out like the characters were
Solid. Yeah, it's good.
interesting. I get what it was going for.
I said
The-
in my Triangle
Yeah.
Sadness review, like that gets what season 1 tries to do a lot more.
yes, it does it better. It's
That
tighter.
movie does it, yeah.
Yeah. I felt the season 1 kind of dragged a little bit. The writing
The
across
ending
the
with
board was.
Murray Bartlett's character is fucking weird.
I like that's part of the ending I actually like.
Really? I didn't like it.
Certain character beats I didn't like, but I actually really liked Murray's arc throughout the series. Season 1
this
kind of
season-
dragged, but the writing overall, Mike White,
Yeah.
great writer. The writing overall is great. Also, he's from Survivor, David and Goliath.
Really?
He was great on Survivor. Hell yes. Survivor season 36, 39, I think.
Of course you know that.
It was it's called Survivor David versus Goliath. He's a Goliath because it was about like people that are rich versus people that aren't so
Oh.
rich. And he came from a director, writer background, and he killed it on Survivor. Final 3, spoiler alert.
What else should we watch?
But he is really good. I didn't tell you if he wins or not, but
That's true.
but
Season 2 so far is
season 2 so far,
killing
I
it.
think it's better because I think the cast is better.
Oh,
Their
cast
dilemmas
is
are
so
better.
much better.
The cast is better, and I'm actually like I'm not rooting for anybody, but I'm so interested in
exactly
what is going to happen to
His
each of these.
performances are like so good.
Yeah,
And they were great last season, like Sydney Sweeney
yeah.
and Alexander
Sydney
Daddario were
Sweeney,
great, but
Alex,
they have Aubrey
yeah.
Plaza and like Haley Lou Richardson.
Aubrey
and
Plaza, Haley Lou Richardson, great stuff.
Jennifer Coolidge is just like going even more crazy with it.
hmm
So good.
I loved everything about this. Yeah.
F. Murray Abraham is playing like a sleazy, like old.
Oh my
gross man
god,
so well.
hitting on girls all the time. It's so weird, and I'm so interested. But yeah, Haley Lou Richardson's like my favorite standout. Of course, I love her. Aubrey Plaza's great. Her dilemma with her boyfriend and stuff. There was a super awkward scene with her and the boyfriend. The boyfriend is doing something in the bedroom. I'm like, I can't. I gotta look away. What is happening? This is super awkward. But it was amazing. This show was just borderline awkward, funny, witty, all at the same time.
Yeah, I think it's really like it's already doing more for me than this is season 1.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm just having a blast.
Yeah,
I'm just having a
I think
blast.
that's it though.
I think that's it.
Forgetting.
Yeah, no. Oh, the opening, White Lotus season 2.
Oh,
Fire!
fucking
Let me say it
slaps!
close to the mic. Fire!
It's
is
so
sick.
good. So
the
good.
remix when the beat drops.
Oh,
I-
it's so good.
I gotta keep on replaying it. I'm like, it's too good. It's
Also,
insane.
I because I wasn't on your guys' House of Dragon
Oh, yeah.
episodes. I just want to say something real quick.
Sure.
Get my thoughts out there. Patty
Mhm.
Considine should be fucking sweeping next year.
He should be. No contest. Right?
Sweeping.
No contest. It's over. It's over.
And-
Best supporting actor, right?
Emma Darcy, they are incredible. They did
Is
such a
Patty
good
gonna be best
job.
supporting or best lead?
He's actor. Him and
Best-
Emma Darcy are actor. And
Best lead
actress.
actor. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna sweep.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
He's great. Yeah, the show
So good.
ended so well. It was
Season
very
2, can't
tragic, exciting show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great time.
We had
Go
to wait,
watch
what,
our
3 years, 2 years, 3 years
what?
till season 2.
Oh, just 2024. Yeah.
Okay.
Same for Andor. Andor House of Dragon will
Oh,
come
man.
back in 2024.
I'm gonna say this year has been insane for TV.
It's really good. Better
It's
Call
like-
Saul, Andor, Barry,
And more
House
keep
of the
coming
Dragon,
too.
and more is coming. Jesus Christ,
Like,
HBO just had a great
I've
year.
never seen a year like this for TV.
HBO's having a great year. All streaming services in general are having. a
Next
great
year we have Last of Us. We have
January
uh,
15th.
how
We're
much
getting Last
more,
of Us. Yeah, we'll definitely be talking about it on this podcast.
what we're doing weekly for Last of Us. I'm calling it now.
Oh, sweet.
'cause
Okay, never mind.
I know that's so special for me and you. Like, it's
Oh
really,
man,
really
my
good,
favorite game of all
so.
time. Yeah. So
And I want to do like a replay of the part 1 on stream somehow
sweet.
because I haven't
Yeah.
played it yet. So I'd love to do that.
I know how to stream on Twitch. I don't know how to stream on YouTube.
I'm gonna figure something out. But
Okay.
I want to do that.
Definitely.
I'll be playing you commentate. I don't know.
That'd be awesome. I'm so down.
But yeah, Evan, where do people find you?
Find me on Twitter at HarrisEV9. As soon as I end this podcast, I'll be tweeting my thoughts out on Andor again. I just love today's episode. We just mentioned House of the Dragon. Go watch our older episodes about House of the Dragon. We did 1 through 5 and we did 6 through 10. Great time. Go catch those. We have some wonderful commentaries and lists on this channel as well. But find me on Twitter talking all things Star Wars, anime, TV in general. Like Josh said, it's great. Later tonight, Survivor starts, and I'll be tweeting about that because I love me some Survivor. That's about it, though.
Nice. Wait, is Survivor back?
Yeah, Survivor's been back. It's been
Oh, it's
back
been
for the
back.
next like
Okay.
6 episodes. Yeah.
Good. I wanna watch like the first season again. Cause I used to be baited in Survivor as a kid, but I just fell off once. Yeah, but we got to do a Survivor episode or something eventually because I know you love it.
Sure, I could talk about Survivor. If you don't get me, don't tease me with that, Josh, because you'll have a 3.5-hour episode on your hands.
What was it Boston Rob? I remember him.
Oh my gosh, he's the GOAT. He's top 4.
Yeah.
I
You'd
love
find
me
me
some Survivor.
at Josh D Woodbury on Twitter. You'd find this podcast at WHFG Podcast on Instagram and Twitter for show announcements and updates and all that stuff. And we'll be back this time tomorrow for another episode of That Indescribable Feeling. So if you're watch us right before Wakanda Forever before you go for that. It'll be a lot to talk about on that one. Probably more in depth Banshees talk.
Oh yeah, awards
Yeah.
things. Yeah, just more in depth about like what new stuff that now that we've seen a lot of these stuff that's
Yeah.
coming out, we're finally gonna have some more concrete thoughts on nominations, or at least our
And-
concrete opinions.
I know I
Yeah.
asked you to do this, but we're each gonna have our own predictions. for
Yeah, Gold
Oscars.
Derby. I've been doing
Come
that as
through.
well. Yeah.
And I think SAG and Golden Globe predictions went up on Gold Derby. I'm getting those a little bit, so it's gonna be a fun one.
That'd be fun.
So yeah, tune in tomorrow at noon. Wait, is it noon 1? Whatever, we'll figure it
Noon
out.
1, yeah. We'll be up
Yeah.
there around this time.
And Heartbreak feels real good right here.
Peace out.
Oh wait, wrong button. I almost pushed leave.